time for the greatest little internet radio show, Blow the Whistle. Always live on SportsSoundChicago.com and on Twitch at SportsSoundShot. Tyler, Butterball, Beaverball.
I knew this kid was going to be a complete mess, like a youth mess. Not mess. See, I think he needs to go to Allstate because when you're covered by mayhem, you'll be better protected.
Andrew Pepe Valentin.
How can you say that high school's sports is not about business when the IMG Academy, who is supposed to be a legitimate high school, goes for $1.25 billion?
Game time. David Double D Dykstra.
Hope and pray to God that Jordan Love twists his ankle so bad that you get to see this godforsaken mess that is Sean Mother Trucking Clifford.
Nick No Gimmicks Johnston.
I'm sorry, but I can't. I mean, Josh Allen had the same stat line as Lamar Jackson. You're not getting him any fuss. He literally has one less touchdown than Lamar Jackson, and you're not saying anything.
Tyler Beaterball, Andrew Valentin, David Dykstra, and Nick Johnson. Your greatest little internet radio show everywhere you go.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to Blow the Whistle here on SportsSoundChicago.com. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all having a magical Monday as we are coming to you live here in the Online Media School in the O'Hare campus. I am so happy to be here, ladies and gents, because we got a lot to talk about. I am Andrew Pepe Valentin, and I'm here with
Tyler Butterball Beaterball.
David Double D Dykstra.
And No Gimmicks Nick Johnson. We are hoping will be here very soon.
He'll be sitting right there.
Yes, he will be there.
That little lonesome
He will
seat.
be in that chair. But until then, once we get Nick in here, ladies and gents, again, I hope everybody's having a great time. I hope everybody's having a great day. We got a lot to talk about. We got the NFL. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the Bears and the absolute debacle that was for this past weekend.
4 yards of debacle.
Yeah, well, yeah.
First half.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Also, too, we'll as we usually do, we'll go over the Week 14 recap for the NFL as well. And as I'm sure we will also have to talk about college football playoffs and the conference championship games that affected all of it. And we will discuss.
I had a really bad horrible.
I was off to a good start. Game. I was like, I thought
At least.
yeah.
Yeah, that. For
It
sure.
was either I didn't see a blow.
The rails, talking just about the random stuff, shooting the good stuff, as ladies and gentlemen do this Sunday.
Did they?
Well, they kind of did. They played in one half of a game, I should say.
Yeah, they showed up late. Late to the party.
34-13 final score against the San
defense
Francisco
ever show up?
49ers.
No. Oh, they're still finding.
Yeah, they're still searching. San Francisco absolutely comes in first of 4 yards offensively in the first half for the Bears. Obviously, not the most impressive look you want to see from a team that now has a new offensive head coach, mind you. But obviously, as we always do, ladies and gentlemen, too, hit us up on Blow T Whistle on all the social media stuff that's on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and at BlowTWhistleRadio@gmail.com for any questions or comments. My question to all you people out there, and of course to the boys inside here, and I'll start with you, Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Watching this Bears game, obviously this being Thomas Brown's first ever game as a head coach, do you think that there is a possibility that with how fast he had changed jobs in 2 weeks, do you think that was a contributing factor potentially to the Bears' loss here against the 49ers?
I mean, yeah, I think a little bit has to factor in that he had just over a week to prepare to be the head coach. You know what I mean? Like head coaches, they have months and months to prepare and get a team ready. But I mean, he only had a week to deal with. So not full blame on him, but I mean, you've worked with this team before, and you worked with the offense, and I almost think he needs to go back up in the box. But my biggest thing for me is, okay, so the players, like, this is where I'm having a hard time with this game, was the past 3-4 weeks, the players have came out to the media and complained about the coaching staff, complaining about the culture that that's going on in that organization.
Mm-hmm.
You get rid of the main problem. Well, first you start off with Shane Waldron. He was an issue with the offense. And then now it's still, you're losing games because Matt Eberflus is incompetent towards the end of the game and not knowing when to call a timeout or, making sure his guys are ready for a Hail Mary. But now those problems are gone. You have a whole new, like Thomas Brown, he sounds, it's a little bit of a fresh air when you heard him talk after the game. He gave himself all the blame, blah, 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 and didn't sound rinse and repeat like Eberflus did. But, okay, players, the problem that you guys were making the issue about is gone. Now, why all of a sudden are you still looking like you don't want to play or don't know how to play football? Like, I get it. Like, and not to mention Hightower, complete failure of calling defensive plays. I mean, granted, he hasn't called defensive plays in a few years, but the players, I have to blame more so on the players because they did not look like they cared, or they just looked completely lost and there was nothing going on with them.
I'm going to disagree. Disagree. First off, I will put a little blame on the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Put them into the wrong scheme that first half.
Mm-hmm.
Playing that zone defense against a team that is known to just pick apart if you don't get any pressure. Find the gap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, did George Kittle find the gap in that first half.
Yeah.
So I will say a little bit of it does go on the coaching scheme coming out in the first half for the defense. I'm going to blame the issues with the defense on the absences again. That defense is completely different without Billings and without Brisker in that lineup. Because now you don't have the run stopper taking up two blockers at one time on the line, and you don't have that sure. Owens is a horrible tackler.
No, he's not good.
I watched him miss at least 4 tackles in the first half.
He's a jump the route guy.
That doesn't happen with Jaquan Brisker.
No.
And that's part of the problem is Jaquan will come up and helmet to helmet somebody and not think twice about it.
Right.
Which is why he's had the concussion issues, and it's why they're holding him out as long as they want him to be as fully healed as he can be.
Right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back and plays with a Guardian, to be honest with you.
He should.
That being said, I knew they were going to have issues on that defensive side because they've had issues since those two guys have gone out.
Yeah.
Right.
That defense has not looked the same since those two have gone out. My bigger issue was Caleb looked bad in that first half.
No,
he looked
he
really discombobulated, and I think it was brought up during the NFL during the commentary that they had schemed for San Fran to be man on man, and they went zone, and it probably threw Caleb for a loop.
Yeah.
Once again, it's that learning process of, okay, we schemed for this, but now they're doing this. How do we flip it to where it comes to our advantage now? Yeah.
Right. And that
But
comes
once
down
again, you have a rookie head coach, a rookie OC, and a rookie DC all trying to do this on the fly on a week's notice when they've schemed for one thing the entire time.
Right.
and now it's a completely different thing.
Right.
Now, yes, should you be able to make, and I think if Brown was still the OC, they would have made the adjustments quicker.
Probably. Because you have more time to be able to kind of say, okay, I'm watching what's happening on the field instead of what's on the sidelines. You're still seeing it, but you're not seeing it from the box and whatever replays you're getting back from.
So for me, it was nice to see them come out and play their kind of ball in the second half a little bit more. Yeah, where they're still a little bit, they seemed a little bit off. I think they were pushing.
They found their tempo. It just came like two and a half quarters too late. Like, that was the thing.
Because it was great. I mean, they used up like majority of the third quarter, but they only got one score out of it. So I mean, in those situations, it was nice to see that they were keeping control of the time and moving the ball downfield and ended up with a touchdown. Not like it was a failed 3 and out in the red zone and you had to settle for a field goal. So I mean, that part was good. But yeah, the offense just looked lost. There was one play that I saw that it almost gave me Shane Waldron PTSD, where the concept was you had 4 receivers all in the same spot within 2 yards of each other. And that one, you can't really blame Caleb because one, they were all covered. But like, again, there was other times that yes, Caleb, I was like, what are you doing? Especially that where he fumbled the ball, where he tried to pull back the pump fake.
Which to me, that's a forward pass. I'm sorry. That is a forward pass.
In 2001, if they called for Tom Brady, they should call for others.
That is a forward pass. His arm did not get hit.
No.
He just pump faked and couldn't hold on to the ball. The ball went forward. His arm was moving forward. That is a forward pass.
Well, I think they're saying because it was like behind. I think that's what they were trying.
That's like the hardest call is like, when is it a fumble? Because if he's pumping it and it's out here and the ball comes out of his hand, like that's a fumble, you would say, right? But if it's up here and the ball comes out of his hand, you would say, okay, but that's a forward pass then, so that should be an incomplete.
Right.
But then if it's back here, okay, now if it comes out of his hand, that's a fumble. So I mean, and that's the problem is that with reps, it differentiates so much with how you call it. But
we'll get into this probably on Off the Rails because I want to bring it up in Off the Rails. But who was doing the commentary for this game?
I don't even remember now. Jeez.
And I'm not even talking play-by-play guy. I'm talking
the color commentary. I don't.
Former player.
Yeah. I don't remember now.
I can't remember.
We'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
Because it's something I want to discuss.
Our guy King B-Mac he's listening, chimed in.
What's up, B-Mac?
Just getting off work. You guys start your breakdown of Bears Vikings since the Bears were on a bye this week. Oh, wait. God, they suck so much.
Oh, B-Mac, I love you.
To me, I did walk it back. I said now that Eberflus was gone, I do believe that they have the ability to win at least one game of these last 4 games. I truly do.
Sure.
But I also now after watching that game today, I am half tempted to go. They're not going to win another game this year.
This was the game that if they were going to get at least one win out of this remainder of the year.
You had a third string running back run all over you like he was an all pro.
Well, let's give Gruendo his credit. He's talented at Louisville. He was a good running back in the ACC. Like the kid can play. You just don't. Your first thought is not, oh well, McCaffrey's out and then Jordan Mason's out, so now this should be a cakewalk.
Right.
This is still Kyle Shanahan versus Thomas Brown. This is one of the top coaches.
That was
in the
the
NFL.
other thing I wanted to bring up.
One of the top coaches in the NFL versus a guy who's in 2 weeks he became the head coach, and according to him, he lost 20 pounds. Like that's a lot of pressure to put on a guy. This also, I would say too, if you're talking about going to find a new head coach, this should almost confirm that you should at least consider the possibility of trading for Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
The problem now becomes this also confirms, I think, for the 49ers, we're not letting him go unless you give them a king's ransom for this coach, which John Gruden and others have.
They've got a king. Yeah, they've got a king's ransom.
You could do it. You could. But
how
you?
Here's the other thing that is bright and right in the front of the everything.
Yeah.
If you trade away those picks, you're trading away getting your offensive line.
Right.
Assumably. Right.
Unless you're going to go out and pay for them.
Right.
And that's
a tough call for sure. I mean, you want to make sure to get those guys locked in there to protect your quarterback because he just got sacked 7 times in this game.
Yeah.
So
sacked most in franchise history.
Yeah, which is insane. There he is,
Was
Mr.
it-
Nick Johnson, ladies and
What's up,
gentlemen.
no gimmicks?
What's up, Nick?
What's up, everybody?
Was he at
How's it
52
going, buddy?
sacks right now? 59?
I don't even remember his count. It's so high.
It's in the 50s.
I thought it was 50. I thought I saw
It's gotta
56.
It's got to be up there. I mean, look at the way. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we look at the way that they carved through that offensive line, and I mean, you can see just. I mean, again, we've talked about Braxton Jones for like over 2 years now about his problem is that your quarterback's getting hit. At the same time, you've now changed coaches. You're taking on Kyle Shanahan, who's one of the best coaches in the league. It's I'm not even a Bears fan, and it's frustrating to watch because you would have hoped that maybe a little bit of energy would have came in them. But I will say this too, something in the back of my mind, even though we sat here and said like they could win this game, and I think they would, something in the back of my mind said they also might completely get outmatched in this thing.
Let's give Nick
Yes,
a little.
Nick, no gimmicks. Nick Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, is here. How you doing, man?
Oh,
What I missed? What you guys already
There
talked
we go.
about?
we're just
started.
going over
We
the
just-
Bears.
We just started for the Bears. So, Nick, obviously not a good look for the Bears. Your take on the Bears and the 49ers.
That was awful from top to bottom. There's nothing to be like feel happy about. Yeah, Rome had a good day, 2 touchdowns, but that's just because no one else did anything.
I presented the questions to the boys here. I said, expand contributed to the loss for the Bears in this one? I mean, we've talked a lot about other things, but I want to get your perspective on
I
what you
think
think.
the talent that's on the Bears at this point. At this point, it was bad. Isaac Garando torched him up. Juwan Jennings had a great day. Like I said, they shouldn't. You shouldn't have.
Mhm.
George Kittle was never covered the entire game. It was awful.
That's a problem too. You don't have a covered linebacker.
Well, we did bring up. Yeah, they do.
Brock Purdy torched him up as if the
came
roles
out-
were
He had
reversed.
300-something
He was
yards
weak
in the
overall,
first
but-
half.
We talked about. I brought up the fact of they looked better in the second half because they changed schemes. Their scheme when they first came out was a cover 3 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. Yeah, they tried to do a shell cover.
And that offense is based off of finding gaps and having timing patterns. And you just George Kittle's probably the best at finding the gap
Yeah.
in all of NFL football.
Between him, and Kelsey, in the sense that
Yeah.
he just finds the space where people aren't, and then he ends up getting the
Right.
ball.
I just don't see anybody like. I mean, because TJ Edwards is more of like a run stopper, and
Sure.
Jermaine Edmonds is still more of like a run stopper too. They can cover somewhat, but they're not guys that can really take away the tight end. That's where like Brisker is important because he can come down, play in the box, play on George Kittle. If you're not at least getting the ball out of his hands, you're at least hitting him, making him feel your pressure.
By the way, my girlfriend wanted to know what white trash human being was playing tight end for the San Francisco 49ers yesterday.
That's not
Which because of the look.
he took a well because she has this thing that if anybody has hair really long,
Yeah. Oh, wow.
she calls them dollies.
Just, sorry, Tom. Your time is coming. I guess.
And she called him a white trash dolly, and I went, babe, that's all right. But the best one was we were watching Pittsburgh and Fanu.
Oh yeah,
for-
Fatanu. Yeah.
Fatanu?
Yeah.
She goes, "Who's the Mowoa dolly?" Wow. And I went, slightly racist.
We're touching the line. We're touching the
Moana.
line.
Sniff
it.
Moana dolly.
Yeah.
But no, I think it had more to do with you had 3 guys that really hadn't play called either in a long time or at all.
Okay.
And San Francisco, reportedly from the booth, they said San Francisco switched up from their normal man on man to zone coverage
Mhm.
on Caleb, which probably confused him. I said if Brown was still the OC up in the press box, that probably would have gotten changed a lot quicker. The adjustment would have been made. And then with the defense, I think it was just wrong scheme to begin with, and they didn't make the adjustment until halftime, because they did play better after the
Yeah,
half.
I suppose they got to get back
in that hall. Is Brown staying on as the OC?
Okay.
I would say it sounds like they back him, but obviously from now until the end of the season
Could be a whole different story.
Exactly. I mean, these guys say how much they love a dude until the end of it, when it's like, well, we ended up 0-5 with him, so let's just maybe
losing all that weight stress.
exactly
Stress weight. So.
exactly.
They
Well,
keeping him on as OC, I think would be good. It would just be tough because he seems like he can call plays better when he's in the box. But I mean, I don't know.
Everybody can play call play better in the
that's
box.
why I'm almost wondering, like, can
True.
Booth, a handful of interim head coaches that have done that, or actually,
I don't think anyone's
I
ever
don't know if
really
anyone
done
has
that.
ever.
Yeah, I think interim coaches, no matter what, have always been. I mean, look, you're never gonna find an interim coach, I think, that's gonna be to the level of like what Bruce Arians was, where he wins Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a very hard find on that one. But obviously, folks, let us know, what do you think about the Bears situation? What do you think has to change? What are your thoughts on the next 4 games going into the season? Obviously, let us know. Blue T Whistle 1 on all the social media, BlueTWhistleRadio@gmail.com. When we come back, does the $180 million man need to make a change out of the quarterback situation? Is it time for Penix Power? We're going to talk about that next here on Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com.
This is your home for sports. SportsTownChicago.com.
Joe's Hot Dogs has been around since 1953, but I promise it's not old news. You don't have to like hot dogs to like Joe's on Plainfield Road in Joliet. Italian beef, hot dog, shakes, and sides. My family's had a relationship with Joe's Hot Dogs for 3 generations. Golden fries with a tad bit of salt and the perfect amount of crunch come in a bag as big as your hand. And that's just small. For more on the menu, visit joeshotdogsjoliet.com, bringing that classic Chicago flavor to the suburbs. That's Joe's Hot Dogs across from CVS on Plainfield Road in Joliet.
At the football game, Jim shows the telltale signs of being wasted. He starts flexing for the camera. He refers to his muscles as gunboats. He screams, "How's this for a halftime show?" Jim streaks the field.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many to drive. But what if you've had just one too many to drive? Never underestimate just a few. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, the Ad Council, and this station.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and Windy City News Radio.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is now the Illinois Media School. We've been an institution in the Chicagoland area now for 30 years. Because the broadcasting world is always changing, so are we. Not only are we teaching radio and television production, but now you can learn all aspects of the media industry, like web design. You can even specialize in TV or film, sports broadcasting, and even sales. No matter where you are in the Chicagoland area, we have a campus near you. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com.
Maybe that was money. Tell me that wasn't money.
Yo, check us out. We are the go-to guys. I'm your boy Space.
I'm your boy MC.
Check us out every Thursday
from 4 to 5 p.m.
We spitting all facts, all sports, all day.
Yes, sir. Who else you gonna go to in the clutch?
Lillard, long range 3, and it's good!
Keeping you up to date with all the latest sports news.
We are
the go-to guys.
Where else you gonna get all your sports news from?
You know,
SportsTownChicago.com.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. It's Blow the Whistle here on SportsDownChicago.com, YouTube, and Twitch. That's youtube.com/SportsDownShy and twitch.tv/SportsDownShy. Also, too, if you want to comment, like our boy King B-Mac does as well, any questions, comments, things like that, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure to hit us up in there as well. Also, again, at Blow T Whistle 1 on all the social media and BlowTWhistleRadio@gmail.com. We just got done talking about the Chicago Bears fiasco that was this weekend, but there was a lot more that happened this weekend, particularly with one man's team in general. Kirk Cousins taking on his former Minnesota Vikings, and Nelly, you talk about a butt whooping. Kirk Cousins throwing 2 more interceptions to add to his already rickety resume of 4 touchdowns, 8 interceptions in 4 games, and a 42-21 loss against the Minnesota Vikings, where Sam Darnold goes off for 5 touchdowns. David, I posed the question beforehand. I'll pose it to you now, and the rest of you lovely people out there. Is it time for Mr. Kirk Cousins to go to the bench and Michael Penix Jr. to rise up as the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons?
$180 million, huh?
That was the price.
Was it worth it?
Was it $180 million.
$180 million. Imagine what could have been bought with that money.
So you're telling me, I don't know, over the last 4 games.
Would you call him now instead of Captain Kirk, Crappin' Kirk?
Old man Kirk is what I'm
The Atlanta Enterprise has been slammed into a meteorite.
Here's the thing.
Frankly,
here's the problem. And I think this is probably what's happening with Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's because he's old. I don't think it's because he's lost his touch. I think he has Matt Ryan syndrome, where that defense can't stop a gall darn thing. And he goes, all right, I've got a minuscule window. I've got to try and throw it in there. We need to score a touchdown because this defense can't stop a damn thing. Oh, by the way, just a little pat on my back. I have now gone 6 days straight with winning at least one parlay.
Yeah. How many out of how many?
Responsibly.
Yeah, please.
3 to 4 a day.
Okay. So
and I've won 2 a couple days, and I've won one at least one day.
You like that?
I won what? Just doing parlays?
Yeah, you like that?
You like that?
You like that?
You got to do it with a little more enthusiasm, man, for me to understand the.
You also have to have a giant chain on, too, by the way.
Yeah, so I played a same game parlay yesterday. Want to know what one of my parlay legs was?
What's the leg?
Somebody threw an interception. And I took it at -150 and did not give 2 flips.
Wow.
Because it was in a parlay. And my other two were Jared Jones over his rushing yards, which was a sweat.
Yeah.
For some reason, because all of a sudden the fourth quarter, they're like, Jones, you just sit there for a little bit. We're going to let Cam Akers get a little something. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I need 4 yards here. 4 yards, people.
I thought you
4
said,
yards.
I thought you said Jerry Jones. Yeah. I was like,
Jared.
Oh, okay.
Get out there, Jerry.
Well, I mean,
and then the no doubter the entire day. I was like, what else? What should my third leg be? Oh yeah, Justin Jefferson over his yards.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and absolutely, and of course, I mean,
I don't know what's happened to their dynamic duo at the corners, but they are bad.
Well,
right
AJ
now.
Terrell is pretty much getting burned on every level. Like, he is trying. Again, I still think he's a top corner. I just think you're talking about a guy in this one. He got overmatched by Justin Jefferson, who's just better. He's just very athletic and very fast.
He wasn't on Jefferson the whole time, though.
No,
Jordan
I know,
Addison
but
is
so
starting to get
that's the
back
thing.
in his old
Addison's
groove again.
finding his groove.
And TJ's still working into his.
Right.
If they hit their stride come playoff time,
they could be something.
Look out.
Yeah.
Because they are the most under-talked 10-2 team I have ever seen in my entire
11-2.
life. 11-2. Excuse me.
now. Yes.
King B Mac, price tag be damned. Kirk has to get benched at this point, right?
No,
at least for the rest of the season.
Not happening.
The man hasn't thrown a touchdown since week 9 while throwing 8 interceptions in that same time span.
It's not going to happen. They're a different
Now
too.
wouldn't now be the time to make the QB change?
Why?
It's not working. Why not?
The only reason it's not working is because their defense can't stop crap. They're not going to outscore people. They're just not. They don't have the elite talent to do it. They just don't.
Yeah.
Drake is an above average wide receiver. He's not a number one on any other team. No. Kyle Pitts is God knows what. He's a guy that'll show up one day, catch over 100 yards, and the next game completely disappear.
He's been very quiet. Yeah.
Bijan is the only constant on that team, and they're going to run him into the ground.
Yeah. Even that, he still gets vultured by Tyler Algier.
Yeah.
Well, and
so, I mean, you can sit here and say what you want about the Atlanta Falcons, even if they do happen to scrape into the playoffs, they're one and done. They're going to get their asses handed to them by a superior team in the NFL. For me, it comes down to, I did find out an interesting little tidbit, though, while watching that game.
Mm-hmm.
90 million of that 100 million was guaranteed this year.
Yeah.
So they only owe him another 10. So
it's an easy buyout.
You and I talked about
they
this.
might buy him out next year and say it's your team, Mike.
Well, and that becomes the interesting conversation because obviously, if you didn't hear,
you can say a comment. Go ahead.
A comment.
I think it's a stupid comment, but all right.
Former Super Bowl winning head coach, mind you, former Oakland Raiders coach John Gruden on his show for Barstool Sports was talking about the Atlanta Falcons situation and said basically that benching Kirk Cousins for Michael Penix Jr. would probably be the smart move, but feels that if they would have, they should have done it by now, considering his game in play as of late. So he has suggested that something is up by basically saying if Michael Penix Jr. were good enough to play, he'd be playing right now. Now, that obviously is speculation. It's an opinion. It's something of that nature. I do think he's got a bit of a point there, though, because you did take him 8th overall. This is a guy who is an experienced college football player who seems to have all the capable skills to play quarterback in the NFL and certainly looked pretty decent in the preseason. I'm wondering now, though, why they shut him down after the second game and not give him the third game. My thinking is now it was an excuse to play Kirk Cousins, but then if you're confident in this young man, why not give him a chance other than you do believe that this team is a playoff team still and can somehow fight for that opportunity, which I don't know. If I'm Atlanta at this point, I would start to revelate in the idea of turn it around, start over, and try it again. Like just completely try another rebuild and ultimately ask Kirk Cousins for whatever you can, if you can possibly trade him, but that's going to be an impossibility at this point.
Your only bright spot in the last 4 games, your only bright spot other than Bijan has been EK starting to learn.
Sure.
Starting to get it. He's got his move. He's got his swim move where he goes down about 3 inches off the ground and no offensive tackle can go
exactly,
and gets around him. So he's had, I think, 4 sacks in the last 4 games. He had 2 last week, 1 this past week, and then another one. So he's starting to catch up to offensive tackles in the NFL.
Oh yeah,
which is what was hoped. Am I going to sit here and say he's the answer with Judon on the other end? No.
Yeah. All right.
And my only thing with not right away is just that every time everybody within that division just plays well against each other in that division. So it's still going to be up in the air.
All of a sudden, Carolina knows how to play football.
Yeah, exactly. Adam Thielen ain't washed. He's still there.
And
Bryce is figuring it out.
Yeah. And they're not winning, but they're
competing.
Yeah. They're competing.
And that's.
And if any team, it might be the Saints at this point.
Oh yeah, they're done.
Well,
Derek Carr being out,
fractured his hand.
Fractured the hand. He's going to be out multiple weeks, which at this point probably means
everyone's banged up. Taysom Hill's gone.
Yeah,
it's a tough
gone
look right now.
So it's back to the Rattler show, I guess.
Woohoo! Future NFL MVP Spencer Rattler. the greatest quarterback.
It seems like they're going the route of sitting him for the first year, letting him learn and stuff like that. I still think that they should throw him in now because, like you said,
I think
you got to make
out,
a change.
I think
you're
if they
still
were
in
out of the
playoff.
race, I think if they were, I think that's why they're keeping Kurt in instead of
He's
going.
not doing you justice, though.
I think this has to be an Arthur Blank then call because he's like, well, look, we make the playoffs, we make more money, and the more money means we get to spend more.
Raheem does not run that team.
No.
Well,
he's a mouthpiece. It's clear.
Are they concerned about his knees?
I would be.
I wouldn't be worried about.
I just a tiny bit, not a lot. But
4'6" something.
When he hasn't had an injury since Indiana.
Yeah,
right. His 2 years with Washington, he was fine. But
it's still both knees, though. Nevertheless,
Yeah,
just
not just
precaution. They got a great offensive line.
both these knees.
So outside of that game, obviously, for the rest of the NFL, I mean,
Russ. That's all I'm gonna say. What the hell? We need to
Russell Wilson.
We need to go back in time and smack ourselves in straight mouth.
I should grab
Hold on.
straight mouth.
Yeah, no, I
was not in that.
I should make a reel out of that.
Me and Nick were kind of on the same page here that Russ was going to be that dude.
He could have been that dude, but you didn't think he was this dude.
Well, fair. This is also the Cleveland Browns.
I didn't think I was going to be
7-1, and he lost to the Browns.
It's fair.
No,
it's fair.
I said he was going to do well. I didn't think he was going to make Van Jefferson a relevant piece once more in
What I'm
2024.
saying. He did this yesterday without his number one target.
Oh, yeah. Well, I remember I got a text message from one of my buddies. He went, "Who's Scotty Miller?" And I was like, "Tampa." And he's like, "The little white dude." It's like, yes.
Who's number 15 on the Steelers?
Hold on, I'll find it.
Yeah, please do. I don't have the number in front of me. Jeez. Yeah, guys, if you don't know, Russell Wilson is just. I think this is just the match made in heaven with Mike Tomlin and Russell Wilson. Just
here's the question:
That's friends for life kind of thing.
15?
Yeah, 15.
Give me 1 second.
Who? But here's the question:
Ben Skowronek.
Oh, Skowronek. Local guy. Yeah. Yeah, the dude that
turned him into something.
Yeah. Tony threw the ball at him, and then out of nowhere, he comes and takes the ball away from Tony and goes in for a touchdown. I mean,
here's my question, though. And I'll ask all three of you.
All right.
Please.
Do you give him a 4-year deal at this point?
Wilson.
Do you extend him out 4 years?
How old is he?
36. He just turned 36 2 weeks ago.
Maybe a 2-year deal.
Yeah,
40.
2 years.
I think you give him a 4-year deal. That fourth year is an option.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm saying this. And you draft someone 2 years, not this upcoming draft, but
Next
maybe
draft.
next draft.
You
As
could
the heir
you
apparent.
could still draft somebody even
Drew Aller.
I mean, if that's not the obvious getting smacked in the face.
Big Ben 2.0.
I was going to say you could draft somebody this year, and I mean, nobody seems to be more suited to kind of fit his role, if you will, than maybe the Oregon quarterback Dylan Gabriel.
Either that, I've heard
smart dude.
I've heard that they've kind of fallen in love with yours.
That's not a bad one. Well, we got to find out even if he goes for the draft.
They're thinking they can fix his head.
Okay,
he's gonna enter. He's gonna have if he doesn't go to the draft, he's gonna have to enter the transfer portal because there's no way Sark's gonna go another year without playing Arch.
No, you got to play that kid at some point. No, I would definitely.
I think Gabriel after this past week, his stuff is skyrocketed.
I'm sure. But I don't know if he's going to go first, but you can probably get him late second, early third. I'm sure.
I think he will go first. He might go mid.
I don't know.
I think if he wins the national championship, then yeah,
he's got a better shot if you win the national title.
If he'll go
give him like a 2-3 year contract, something like
give
what
him
you gave.
4 with that team. That fourth year being the team option.
Maybe where it's still team friendly. It's enough money that he'll be happy. But it's team friendly. Find somebody and grow him behind him. Because it's clear he wants to teach. Like that dude wants to help Justin get better. Whether Justin's going to be there or not for the future has remained to be seen. But it's clear, like he's even being like, "Come here, look at this." Like that's a dude that wants to help you get better.
Because they have one more year. No, this is Justin's
he's on
last.
the 1 year. They're both on.
Yeah.
when you're just
They're
on the
one-
last year. His 5 years.
That's-
so
Right.
they need to
So-
figure this out like today.
Yeah.
Not yeah.
And pressing it so hard that it turned. Oh, look, we found a diamond.
San Francisco.
Tony-
Fortune through Target.
FedEx.
Or FedEx. Excuse me. Whatever. He doesn't
He's
need
just
to-
doing.
Crazy.
God,
First time in
insane.
history.
he's
What?
minus 500 now for MVP.
I did.
Maybe going all the way to the Super Bowl. Now just wait. And you have Detroit and the most underrated 11-2 team probably in NFL history, the Minnesota Vikings,
Who almost stuck in there against the
They've
Lions.
only beaten one team over 500.
That is also fair too.
I don't care.
That is fair too. But
It's the NFL.
let's figure it out because I mean you bring up the Eagles like I have my own reservations on them as well because they were even complaining about we're going to be right behind them. The Saquon's got to hit over 2,000 yards to be in there.
The only way
runner-up.
he's in the conversation up there with Josh Allen is if he breaks the all-time scrimmage yards.
Oh, if he breaks the single rushing record.
No, I'm saying scrimmage.
Oh, okay.
I don't
I'm saying
think he breaks Dickerson.
If he breaks that record, which
on pace.
Possibly could.
I mean,
he probably should win MVP. I would say.
I mean,
you break that record.
He broke the Eagles single season franchise rushing record. It's week 14.
I know.
I mean, his last game.
I know.
His last game.
I know.
It's against the Giants. I'm just saying.
I know. And it could
all
be
of a sudden I turned into Christopher Walken.
500 yards on the ground.
That's what
okay, so here's
Nick Costos is saying.
We're going.
I hope he does go back to New York. Last week of the season puts up on 5 notes.
Okay, guys, so here's what we're doing. We're doing flex bone spread option. We're just completely everybody's running.
Wildcat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's just
up
all
the
out.
9, an encore from his 300-yard performance. Yeah, that'd be great.
It's insane.
And the Giants still couldn't stop him.
No, of course not. Are you kidding me? It's Saquon Barkley.
Jalen takes the day off. And Saquon's just back here. 32! 23!
Yeah, it is something to marvel at.
Get outside. Damn.
This Buffalo team certainly. I mean, you've got Jared Goff, I would say, is in that conversation. Saquon's there.
He should be.
Josh Allen, after this game, I would say, is the front runner.
Joe Burrow would be if they were doing well. Yeah.
Hey, what?
They're beating.
Wait a minute. I've got a legitimate question for you. Let's talk about this really quick.
Sure, let's do it.
Which broadcast are you watching?
I'm probably gonna watch them both. I'm probably gonna have both of them up.
We're going Simpsons.
I'm gonna watch.
I'm gonna have both
for
up
sure, but I'm gonna have both of them up
because I don't think we can get. We don't got Disney Plus on the Scores TV, but I'm gonna have the Simpsons
on the mic. I'm just saying, like,
my thing
is the Manning cast going on during this too?
It is.
Yeah,
I'd have the Manning cast in the Simpsons.
I might.
I'm gonna put all 3 on.
I won't be surprised if the Simpsons do pull off like a Manning cast kind of thing and put. I mean, they've made them Simpsons before.
Yeah,
they have with both of them.
That'd be fantastic.
That'd be awesome.
I'm surprised though.
Belichick,
this is my thing. So you know how like they did the Toy Story thing and they're like trying to make it for like kids.
Yeah.
Why would you make it a Monday night game where kids are gonna be going to bed like halfway through the second quarter?
It's a national holiday tomorrow. Kids don't have to go to school. Simpsons,
Is it?
Simpsons were on Monday Night Football.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Dude, I don't even know what national holidays like are a thing for me anymore. Now
It's
that
National
I'm an adult.
Don't Go to School Day.
Yeah, it's December. What?
Well, I'm still one who says Monday after the Super Bowl should not be.
Yeah, it should be a holiday.
That should be a holiday.
Should be. Come on.
We're all tired and hungover and full of wings and other crap. So,
A lot of Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
No, Papa John's.
No, not pizza. What are you doing?
No, Domino's.
Okay, that's a little bit better.
What is wrong with you?
What? Domino's has got great deals.
Their Super Bowl deals are good.
It's fantastic.
Shakaroni.
What?
Oh, I can't do it.
No.
I want to talk to the Papa. Let me talk to the Papa.
I always go Buffalo Wild Wings. I never go wrong with them. They always do me good. So
we always go family owned.
Oh, go for the local business.
Yeah,
we did last year, but we haven't found like a.
You haven't found a good pizza spot yet?
Not like a goat, like not one that really delivers. They have like the fancy
deliverers.
Well, they you guys are mean. they got you guys you go in. They got like specialty pizzas.
Oh yeah.
So
they're artisans.
Yeah.
They're pizza artisans.
No, it's got like vinaigrette dressing. All right, thanks. I'm out.
They're dough engineers, like they're sandwich engineers.
Pretty much. Oh my god, the dough in the places by us. Holy hell! Damn good.
Oh, all right. I haven't eaten. Well, folks, if you're hungry for it as well, what did you think about the NFL? Let us know. We want to keep talking about it.
She's
Obviously,
just doinking another field goal. God,
doinked for the division.
I know.
Get it right.
A division doink. Jesus.
I don't know.
What a call by Tarico. I wonder if he had that one in his back pocket or if that was just.
What chicken are you sacrificing before every game to win these things? Like, it is incredible that this is just.
They've sold their
like
kids.
Major League when
they've sold their kids' souls to.
It's Taylor Swift's Dark Magic.
She wasn't even there.
Why do you think Justin Tucker sucks now? He messed with their pregame ritual.
You gotta tell me, man.
Omnios Patreon de Tucker.
You don't gotta tell me, man. As somebody who owns Tucker in fantasy football,
All these
it's
starting
brutal.
kickers missing chip shots and extra points over the weekend, and you got the third string kicker coming in for the game-winning field goal.
Yeah.
Oh, let's not talk about the Giants.
No.
What a way to lose a game. 15-yard line. And he's straight.
Maybe we're done talking about these Jets. Or is he just like he just has
He's an enigma.
He's an enema. What?
We're gonna find that. We're gonna find that out here real soon on that Netflix, which we're gonna talk. We have to talk about.
That's my
You guys
God.
watched it already?
No, it's not out yet.
Oh, okay, I didn't think so.
It's not out yet.
I'm
but
watching that.
It's coming out soon.
The enigma.
It's a mix of Hard Knocks and Survivor.
What are you talking about? It's a
discussing the conference championships and the set playoff, all that and more.
Home for sports. Longtime fan, sports is like life.
SportsTownChicago.com. What's up, Chicago? If you're ever, and I mean ever, out looking for good urban food 24/7, come down to White Palace Grill, located 1159 South Canal Street in Chicago. White Palace Grill is open 365 days a year since 1939. I personally love the steak and egg dinner, but whether you like burgers for breakfast, steak for lunch, or French toast for dinner, White Palace is the place for you. The diner is a 24-hour urban oasis. Come now, come later. Hey, come now and later. We never close at White Palace Grill, located 1159 South Canal Street in Chicago. Visit us at whitepalace.com or order with Uber Eats or Grubhub anytime, any day.
Daddy, when you look at me, I could see your wheels turning. About what am I going to be when I grow up? A major league first baseman? Maybe a point guard for a national champion.
The odds of a child becoming a professional athlete are 1 in 16,000. Far-fetched? Maybe. But did you know the odds of a child being diagnosed with autism are 1 in 166? That's right, 1 in 166. To learn the signs of autism, go to autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Go to Lux Barbershop for the best barbers and stylists in Plainfield, Illinois. I go there when I have an important event, date, or I just want to look good. The straight razor shave will have you looking fresh and smooth. Lux Barbershop is open 7 days a week. Go to Lux Barbershop for the finest barbers, stylists, braiders, and massage therapists in the southern suburbs. Check out all their daily deals on Facebook, Instagram, and luxbarbershop.com.
Hi, this is Joe Perry and Steven Tyler of Aerosmith for Red. You know, it's okay to rock and roll and party down. Just don't get in that 2,000-pound bullet when you're done and cocked. And please don't drink and drive. I'm the one that jaded you.
A reminder that friends don't let friends drive drunk. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council, U.S. Department of Transportation, National Association of Broadcasters, and RAD.
High school sports is here, and SportsTownChicago.com. We are ready to provide the best high school sports live coverage all across Northern Illinois. From the first kickoff of high school football to the final spike of high school volleyball, we at SportsTownChicago.com are ready to bring you high school sports live. SportsTownChicago.com and STC Friday Night Lights in a league of our own.
This is your home for sports.
This is the best fans in the world.
No better team. SportsTownChicago.com.
Are you ready for this? Valley View Automotive has all of the hottest SUVs you've been looking for. Enjoy a test drive and the opportunity to drive one of these powerful vehicles off the lot for half the price. Yes, half the price. Now's the time to get yourself to Valley View by car, on foot, or even by air to take advantage of this outrageous sale. You better get here quickly, because this promotion is only going on for 24 hours, and the automobiles are leaving the lot faster than you can say four-wheel drive. Valley View Automotive, a dealership you can depend on.
Hey, I'm Andy Griggs, asking you to help prevent domestic violence. Domestic violence isn't a woman's issue. It hurts all of us. Women are injured and killed every day by their husbands and boyfriends. So it's time for men to take action right now to teach boys that violence against women is wrong, to help prevent abuse before it starts. Call the Family Violence Prevention Fund at 1-800-END-ABUSE to get a free Take Action kit containing tips on what to say to boys. That's 1-800-END-ABUSE. Teach early.
Indeed is the #1 job search user with over 250 million monthly users. Indeed's priority is to help everyone in the job searching process to find a job by uploading 10 new job opportunities every 10 seconds worldwide. With Indeed, you have free access to job searches, resume uploads, and company researches. There are over 10,000 employees at Indeed that pursue to help people find the job they are looking for. They connect with millions of people to new opportunities. Go to Indeed.com and sign up for free and create a resume and let Indeed do the rest to help you on your job search.
Hey, I'm Jesus Mauricio. Be sure to tune in every Friday to listen to Zeus Off the Bat, a baseball talk show from 1 to 2 p.m., where I'll be discussing and updating you on all things about baseball, news, predictions, reactions, and more about the Cubs, Sox, and everything across the league. Happens every Friday at 1 p.m. right here on SportsTownChicago.com. Don't forget to follow and share our Twitter and Instagram with your friends at Zeus Off the Bat. Zeus Off the Bat.
What? Why does it sound like the Rick and Morty theme song?
I was gonna ask.
Start it over. Just listen.
Well, somebody's gonna have to talk.
This is sound like Rick and Morty.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. Okay, yes, if you were to tune it differently, sure. This sounds more like something you would hear in a Matrix movie when they're at one of those clubs where everybody's in leather.
Club.
Like that's
Club
the first
leather.
thing. Yeah, exactly.
Club
That's what
Morty.
I pictured. It's just like Neo walking through all the people that are dancing in the club and everything with their
Club
hands.
Rick and Morty.
Or it's that beat that's hitting in like Blade.
Yes,
when they're
yes.
going through the vampire.
Which is the same thing, by the way. It's the same. You can't
Just a vampire.
Yeah, it's one has fangs, the other one doesn't.
There's only one Blade.
Yes,
only one person will ever be Blade,
and he was fantastic as it.
The cameos in that movie made that. movie.
After he says that, and then Ryan Reynolds just looks at the camera.
The fourth wall breaks in that movie are great.
Absolutely. By the way, Mahershala Ali's gonna kill it as Blade. I'm just sorry to say, Wesley, you were good. You were good, man. You saved the MCU, but
I love how you turned that into a 2-syllable first name.
Oh, yeah.
Wesley.
Wesley.
Yeah, Wesley.
Wesley Snipes.
Well, you
always bet on black.
You got to break it up so you can pay the taxes off.
Why are we talking about this now?
I don't know.
We've got other things to talk
exactly.
about.
Welcome back,
Actually,
everybody.
can I make a suggestion? We teased something, but
Yeah.
I think there's something else bigger that we need to talk about before we get to college football.
Being?
I don't know, $765 million worth of something.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think I really do, because that's the big topic of today.
Of course.
And I think
my mind slipped myself on that one.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
I just wanted to. We could have saved it till last, but
Yeah.
I figured it'd be a nice breakup in between.
Well, why don't we do that, folks? Because if you don't know, the baseball world and the sports world just basically blew up because Michael Conforto has signed a 1-year, $17 million deal for the Dodgers.
That's insane. That's insane.
I know it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Finally, on a baseball team. Great for him. Meanwhile, if you don't know, a man by the name of Juan Soto, who just happened to play for the New York Yankees, he's headed down to Queens, folks. And he has a 15-year, $765 million deal.
And he's
to
made
play for the New York Mets.
He's made an enemy for life in Nick Totoro. I'm gonna have to play this for you off the air. It is probably the great. You
want to talk about a mad New Yorker?
We might play this for You're Killing Me Smalls on Wednesday, but I will have to edit it.
Yeah, you got to bleep a lot out.
Okay.
But it's a great rant.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
I might even hit up. Let's see if we can get Totoro on the show.
Any New York,
why not?
Yankee fan that's mad is clearly just sour grapes, because they just know now it's over. You can't just pull out the pocketbook and pay anymore because you're no longer the big honcho.
Okay, can I
you
say
no longer
something?
have the most money.
Yeah.
So there you go. You're now little brother.
Can I?
It's over with.
Can I?
The Mets own your ass.
No.
The Mets will be there. Juan Soto will be get to a World Series before the Yankees do.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. They were 2 games away without him. Now they have him.
They still don't have starting pitching.
They'll figure it out.
No, they won't.
They'll figure something out.
I will say this, and this was said by a great, great man and a great host, probably one of the best looking hosts on BetQL Network, Cody Decker.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a team in MLB that shouldn't have been in on Juan Soto. Every single team could afford him.
Sure.
They're all billion-dollar corporations at this point.
Sure.
Except for the Cubs, because they can't
No,
afford
no,
anything.
no.
Well, it all depends on your owner.
That's where Cody said.
Yeah.
Every team could be in.
Oh, yeah.
It's whether or not the owners are willing to spend that money. And
No,
there
that's where I
are
was going with it.
and their franchises are not.
Jerry
there
likes
are
to keep the money
franchises
on the field.
Um,
Sorry, I watched Moneyball over the weekend.
That's fantastic. I love that.
I will say this, and remind me, I've got to bring up something with you guys during
Okay.
Off the Rails. It's Red Sox related. 'Cause
Okay.
What an unbelievable docuseries that was.
Oh, you
If
finally
haven't
watched
seen-
it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fair. It's great.
Oh, the Netflix one?
Yeah.
Didn't get around to it just
Oh,
yet.
it is.
You were talking about it.
If
we'll
you watch
talk
the
about
one
it.
in ESPN, it fills in a lot of the gaps. So
That being said, to me, yes, does it make the Mets better? Absolutely. But you also have to sit there and go, okay, does that mean Pete Alonso is now going to be a Cub or go somewhere else?
all right.
Probably going to resign.
I don't think so.
Owners just got money to throw.
That's the problem, is that you're talking about one of the guys that was the head of a hedge fund that was one of the biggest in history.
I understand that there's immense, almost
Cohen's crazy with cash.
almost Saudi money kind of deal going on.
He's on that level.
But at the same time, I don't know if they signed Pete Alonso. I really don't. Two, to me, this does not make that. It makes them a contender, but it doesn't. People are forgetting the Atlanta Braves have the best pitching staff in that division when they are healthy.
Yeah.
Chris Sale found what he lost when he went to the Red Sox and is now pitching like Chris Sale. What?
Now, was that an outlier season, or does he do that again?
I think he does it.
We'll have to
See,
go and
this
have to see.
This is the difference for me, at least. That Atlanta Braves pitching coach has proven that he can fix people.
For sure. Does Spencer Strider come back healthy after not being
That's
here all
another
year?
key question.
And
Acuna, Strider.
here's the
all those
other.
pieces.
Here's the other outlier, and I love that nobody's talking about it. The Phillies are still in that division.
Oh, of course. But then you also had the dark horse of Francisco Lindor. Basically, he could have been the MVP as well.
Yeah.
Like, this team got better again. Like, to hell with pitching at this point.
You're
They're
going to
figure it out.
Score people all the time, and it's just not conducive to winning. I will say this: if the Phillies go out and get themselves,
Well, they have 15 years to figure it out. So I think they'll be fine.
I'm not saying they won't win a
Yeah.
championship with Soto. I just think it's a little aggressive to say he'll win a championship before the Yankees, because the Yankees are already talking about signing Max Fried and Burns. I don't think so.
The problem with the Yankees here, though, is that they had every opportunity to make an offer very similar to what obviously
they didn't want to give him
Mets
the
did.
extra year.
Of course, no, they
And the
don't-
extra money.
Of course,
That's
and
fine.
because of that, he goes elsewhere, and now the Yankees have to figure out what do they do with an aging lineup.
Do you know who should be mad about this? I heard Soto was signed, sealed, delivered to the Red Sox by a very reliable source. And I got told it went sour in the final hours because the Mets came in with that offer.
Oh, yikes. Ooh. Was just that much larger of an offer than the Red Sox had?
I think the Red Sox they gave him another year and maybe a little bit more than the Yankees did. I would almost bet that, and I would almost say that it was probably deferred.
Probably.
This isn't deferred.
Yeah, no,
at all.
Yeah.
At all. This
He
is
gets
15
all the money.
years, boom.
Well, and again,
And
they can afford it.
And a 50-year option to opt out.
Right.
So if the Mets suck in 5 years, Juan Soto can go deuces.
Yeah. Well, and this is
And
again,
go play for the Dodgers.
This is this is where again, when you have an owner that is all in, and Cohen said when he stepped in there as the owner for the Mets, I'm all in on making this team, and he's done that. He has overpaid for a lot of players, and like I said, the only guy that I feel is worth his weight in gold on that team, other than Soto, would probably be Lindor. Every other guy you can make the argument for is probably 50 to almost maybe even somewhere to the $100 million range, overpaid in some cases. Nevertheless, they have a team on the field right now that just made the playoffs and made a strong run in it. So I think it's fair to say that where they are right now structurally, yes, if they find the right pitchers, but they don't need to find the elite of the elite.
No, they don't have to find
They just
elite.
need to find
They need a
good
pile of arms. That's
Yeah,
how the
exactly.
Yankees and the Dodgers got there. They
a
just
good
had a
rotation
pile of arms.
with a good bullpen can get you there. And I mean, I'm iffy on Diaz every day.
Edwin?
Yes, Edwin Diaz drives me nuts because I love it. I love it. But it's either he is lights out or he is getting lit up. Like it's one or the other with him a lot of times as a closer. So I mean, this deal kind of was something that we knew was coming by winter meetings. This was something that was being predicted a lot. The money is something that kind of shook me. I knew $700 million. I didn't think we were going to be touching almost $8 million. But as long as this transitions into wins for the Mets and playoff appearances and potentially a World Series or 2 or 3.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Only 25?
26.
26. He's 26.
Still.
Yeah.
Only 26
Right,
years
I
old.
don't even think that's true. I think he's younger than I am.
No, he's 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Well, he like just turned. I looked it up. He just turned 26 in October. So,
So you're talking about
he's still younger than me.
let's say for the next 10 years he can play.
Right.
36. That's probably the age you're going to start DH. And so for the back 5, he's going to be a DH.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm okay with that.
No, yeah. If you're the
still,
Mets, you know
yeah.
what you're getting out of this guy. He's a top 5, top 10 player in Major League Baseball.
That city's going to burn this year. I swear to God.
King B-Mac chimed in. He goes,
"What a Bronx is."
By the Chicago cheapskate owners' bylaws, the Cubs definitely couldn't afford Soto. If the Cubs would have signed Soto to that deal, William Wrigley would have been rolling over in his grave, and the Wrigley family hasn't owned the team in 43 years.
See, to me,
he could have became the highest paid White Sox, $200 million for the next 5 years. Why not take the opportunity, Juan?
Yeah, right. Seriously. With the incentives, come on, buddy.
Give him $500 million for 5 years.
Milkshakes.
Now, what is this?
Grey Goose. What else do you want?
Malort? Yeah, come on,
Yeah,
baby.
there you go.
We'll give it
Although
another.
all of a sudden Malort's on this hot streak on TikTok, just by the way.
I've seen that.
What does this say about the market now? Because now you got
nothing.
This is just because we got 2 of the highest paid players ever in MLB history in like the last.
Yeah, but look
year.
at
These are
look-
outliers.
Yes,
though.
I was about to say.
Well, I know.
Look at these 2 free agents that got signed. You've got a unicorn in Shohei Ohtani who can pitch and hit like a big league hitter.
Yeah.
Only person to be in the 50-50 club.
Yeah.
And then you have Juan Soto, who isn't just a power hitter. He's a finesse hitter.
Mm-hmm.
He hits for average. He can steal bases. He's not that horrible of an outfielder. I mean, he's a 5-tool player, boys.
Yeah, he's like 4.5 tool.
He can hit the curve.
Occasionally he'll drop a ball every once in a while.
Yeah,
But for the
sure.
most part, when that thing hits the bat just right, it's going out of the park. Like he's going to get you a double. He's going to get you a triple. He's going to be able to get you a homer.
He's one of those
He's
few
reliable.
players. He's one of those few players. Aaron Judge, him.
He's one of the reasons why the Nationals have a World Series title.
You cannot
keep that in mind.
You cannot make a mistake with him.
I give him a
Pitching
golden
to
bat opportunity for sure.
God, that stupid rule. I was reading up more on that, by the way. That is,
it's not even close to happening.
no,
but yeah.
it's so many people are just hating on it. Like the national media is destroying MLB for any idea on that. But
rightfully so.
What are we, the Savannah Bananas?
Yeah, exactly. That was what our man Mike Caro was saying. Was like it's so close to that
The banana
level.
bat.
Yeah.
But this is, I mean, like you were saying though, like if this affects the market, in a way it kind of will, because average guys will start getting a little bit extra pay bumped. But like David said, and like I think everybody's been saying, he and Ohtani and so many others, they're different athletes.
They stand out.
Yeah, they're different baseball players. You're like, the only guy that's going to probably generate to this level would be like maybe Julio Rodriguez if he continues to grow this way.
Even that's
a
very
subpar.
Exactly.
The problem with Julio is nobody knows.
Right. Well, and his
nobody knows.
His team around him is just, it fluctuates between like we're good and then
Ellie De La Cruz.
Ellie De La Cruz
if
maybe
he turns it on, or even
Well,
O'Neal Cruz.
I think I'm gonna say
Lot of
this.
Cruzes.
I'm gonna say this.
Right. Yeah.
You might see a new Ellie De La Cruz this year with Terry Francona at the helm at Cincinnati.
You really might.
That dude will shape that ship right into shape.
And I got to be honest, I was. That's a lot.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
Yeah, I was gonna say
giggity.
I've been watching some of the Major League Baseball prospects that are coming out for this draft, and boy, folks, I mean, you thought Jackson Holiday was something. Hello to his brother, who is bigger, stronger, faster, hits harder, throws faster, quicker. Wow, what are the Holidays eating? What are they drinking?
Do we have a new Watt family in Major League
I think so, because this kid is just crushing the ball. And then like it's effortless, grabbing it with his glove, backwards wise, getting it out of his hand quick. Like I have not seen somebody like this probably since Bryce. That's like that has that skill set. I'm impressed. Like wow. Like Jackson, yeah, okay, fine. This kid, Matt Holliday, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Like wow. I'm unbelievable.
Churning out heroes, churning out James.
That kid. I mean,
Matt Holliday.
Well, that's the father.
Oh, I thought it was Roy.
No, it's
I know Roy has a kid in the system.
Yeah, he does. But Matt Holliday is the one who's got the Watt family of like, yeah, they're just, they're really talented.
I was an above average to maybe average baseball player. Let's see what I can do when I juice up these kids.
Well, congratulations to Juan Soto. Congratulations to all the guys that, by the way, got their deals for winter meetings too. I mean, you had a handful of other guys that got chances.
Is it still going on, or they're done? So
I think they're still having their winter meetings. I think they finished soon though.
It started. No, I think it started today. No,
it started today, sir.
Oh,
yeah.
did it?
And
Okay.
it's going through the
God
week.
they got
I know
it.
they got the deal
They
done,
got
but-
it done before the winter meetings,
Yeah.
so it didn't take over the winter meetings.
Which I'm sure now everybody's going in. What the hell? New
The
York?
Japanese pitcher is now on the
Sasaki
market.
Is on the market.
By the way, Scott Boras is the greatest agent in all of professional sports.
I mean, contracts show for it.
He made $76 million just on that deal. $76 million
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah,
Just
not at all.
making some phone
for
calls.
being a negotiator.
Yeah.
Listen here, buddy.
Son of a.
I mean, and he's a hell of a negotiator. Look at all the guys he's gotten deals for.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
they're talking about trading Nolan Arenado to the Boston Red Sox now that they're out of the Juan Soto
That would
sweepstakes.
be something.
He hasn't played well in St. Louis.
That's the traction that I'm starting to see.
That'd probably be the only team that could right now afford to take him on and make that trade for him, and then also give him the protection with Devers.
Devers, O'Neal, and Arenado would be pretty good.
That's not a bad lineup. That's looking pretty good.
No, here's the thing, and nobody's talking about him, and I don't know why. Toronto has a lot of money to spend.
Yes.
They're saying the Japanese pitcher
Sasaki could be going to Toronto.
may end up in Toronto.
Well, they were like right there in the mix with the Juan Soto deal, but
They were supposed to come in with the
couldn't
biggest offer, they said, but they decided to back away from it.
They did the same thing with Ohtani.
Arguably, that's the thing is like, okay.
This was just torture for Yankees fans. He was
Yeah,
just picking between his three, like the worst teams that they all hate: the Red Sox, the Toronto Blue Jays.
Like, yeah, I'm not
and the
coming
Mets.
back, but I'm going to all these rival teams that
Yeah.
you guys hate.
Like,
so.
I'll be back.
We knew what it meant when you turn your hat backwards. What the hell?
You know what's funny? Cowboys fans still lose in the bye week.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, they're gonna
Well,
lose tonight.
I wanna just ask real quick on this too. Now, obviously, Soto getting paid all this money is great and everything, and obviously it would have been great if these teams could afford him. But not paying for Soto, do you guys feel like could also still be a benefit because of what you could potentially afford maybe now in terms of other players?
Depends
So-
on if you're gonna like I said. I think the Yankees now go out and get that 1, 2, 3 that are going to shut people down.
Okay.
You start off with Garrett, of course, because why not?
Yeah.
And you get that Max Fried. You get that Corbin Burns to be the 2-3.
Yeah.
In a 4-game series, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It could happen. I just don't know if Max Fried would leave Atlanta. He loves it there. I know he wants to win a title again.
Let's be honest. Freddie Freeman loved it there, too.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And look at Freddie now. Boo-boo!
That's fair, folks. Well, again, congratulations to Soto. Like Darren McFadden said, I should have learned how to hit a baseball. So
come on, Phillies, go out and get yourselves a legitimate leadoff hitter, Phillies.
That was
Let's
good.
go.
Yeah, don't hit the cap.
Yeah, right.
Better hit the baseball.
Yeah.
Just sit right where you're at, Cubbies, because that's all you're gonna do. That's okay.
And go baseball team. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. We'll see, Orioles. We'll see.
Orioles, is that what just
I
came
might
out
go
of-
to Pittsburgh. We'll find out. I like
Why don't you go
Skeens.
Kansas City?
I don't want to go.
If the
to
White
Kansas
Sox
City.
trade Garrett Crochet, I would be so upset.
It's gonna
I
happen.
heard the talk.
It's
with him.
gonna happen.
I'm gonna need a day.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna.
Well,
might
here,
need
let
a
me
break.
ask you something. Would you rather burn it all to the ground?
What is
I
it
mean,
now?
just-
What's up? What is standing?
It's literally just ashes sitting at guaranteed rate.
No, they've got two.
It's a shanty town.
the
They've
two
got
pillars,
two. They've got two pillars. They got Roberts and they've got Crochet.
He'll be gone.
Burn
He'll
that
be
so
gone.
to the ground and just start from the ground up.
It's a makeup of the Chicago Fire, the
I'm-
actual Chicago
Listen,
Fire.
I'm gonna say this again. I'd trade for that number 1 pick and get that kid.
I suppose so.
If you're gonna say let's torch it to the ground, like even more so, like let's dig a hole and just nuke the thing into an oblivion. I would do it for this.
I'll
kid.
take
I'll do
Luis Roberts on the Phillies.
You do need an outfielder.
You
You do need an outfielder. So
no, I'm going to be very upset.
if
That's
they
why
get rid of
it
Crochet, that is the end of
It was so
whatever this
funny.
is.
It was so funny when that golden bat rule was coming around. It's like, what are the White Sox going to do? Give Nicky Lopez 2 at bats? What are we talking about?
Hey, Frank, could you come down from the front office and possibly
Hey,
just asking?
Yeah, they did. That was also a suggestion. Is like, could it be like a celebrity shot? Could we get Frank Thomas another at bat?
You know what?
Scotty Pods get another attempt.
Could you
Now it's a
take,
bet.
could you
Chance
take,
the rapper.
Yeah,
could you take a former White Sox that's on another
that would maybe put
other
asses
team?
in seats.
Yeah.
Have a competition.
They're
so you
playing
can
the
be
Florida
golden bat
Marlins.
rule.
We want our golden bat to be Burger.
Yeah. They named a food after him. For crying out loud.
It's
So,
fair,
I mean,
yeah.
It's their only star down there. They've got to do something.
I like that, by the way. Doing tryouts for the Golden Bat.
Yeah.
Random people trying for the Golden Bat role.
Yeah.
Now hitting Mike Menendez.
Yeah.
Who?
It's like, that's my
What?
mailman. What are we talking
Now
Wow, look at it.
batting
I'm so
for the
proud of
Chicago
him.
White Sox, Brandon Janusco.
Good for him.
What is
Brandon's just like, I didn't even sign up for this. What?
You
what he's doing
misspelled
these
my
days.
name.
Yeah. King B-Mac. He goes, Crochet on the Sox right now is like that meme of the dog sitting at the table drinking his coffee and everything's on
This is
fire
fine.
around him.
It's that
And he's like,
one.
this is fine.
Or it's like the Maserati, the Bugatti that's right next to the trailer. Like that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. That's what we're dealing with.
Oh,
That's so good.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the MLB talk. Obviously, what did you think about Juan Soto's deal? Let us know, ladies and gents. How do you think this affects other teams around Major League Baseball? Comment, let us know on YouTube, on Twitch, Blow T Whistle 1 on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and of course, Blow T Whistle Radio at gmail.com. And when we finally do come back, it's college football playoff time. It's time to talk about the chaos that will reign for the national championship. That's coming up next here on Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com.
This is your home for sports. SportsTownChicago.com.
Joe's Hot Dogs has been around since 1953, but I promise it's not old news. You don't have to like hot dogs to like Joe's on Plainfield Road in Joliet. Italian beef, hot dogs, shakes, and sides. My family's had a relationship with Joe's Hot Dogs for 3 generations. Golden fries with a tad bit of salt and the perfect amount of crunch come in a bag as big as your hand. And that's just small. For more on the menu, visit joeshotdogsjoliet.com, bringing that classic Chicago flavor to the suburbs. That's Joe's Hot Dogs across from CVS on Plainfield Road in Joliet.
At the football game, Jim shows the telltale signs of being wasted. He starts flexing for the camera. He refers to his muscles as gunboats. He screams, "How's this for a halftime show?" Jim streaks the field.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many to drive. But what if you've had just one too many to drive? Never underestimate just a few. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, the Ad Council, and this station.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and Windy City News Radio.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is now the Illinois Media School. We've been an institution in the Chicagoland area now for 30 years. Because the broadcasting world is always changing, so are we. Not only are we teaching radio and television production, but now you can learn all aspects of the media industry, like web design. You can even specialize in TV or film, sports broadcasting, and even sales. No matter where you are in the Chicagoland area, we have a campus near you. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com.
Maybe that was money. Tell me that wasn't money.
Yo, check us out. We are the go-to guys. I'm your boy Space.
I'm your boy MC.
Check us out every Thursday
from 4 to 5 p.m.
We spitting all facts, all sports, all day.
Yes, sir. Who else you gonna go to in the clutch?
Lillard, long range three, and it's good!
Keeping you up to date with all the latest sports news.
We are
the go-to guys.
Where else you gonna get all your sports news from?
You know,
SportsTownChicago.com.
It didn't go as hard as I thought it was going to go. I know. I was ready for a real drop there, and it
was just all baseline.
I know. I like it, but I was waiting for something else.
You wanted a little more hardcore.
Yeah,
I apologize.
I wanted to slam on the guitar. That's not you.
Spice.
It's whoever recorded this.
I'm just,
which we don't know because it was free, but we thank you all the same. So, but welcome everybody here.
This is Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes.
There you go.
I can't do it in 2 syllables. I just can't.
Wesley.
Walking down in a dark alley as he's about to get attacked.
Exactly.
You can put this behind JR as he's breaking down what you're going to see on Raw later tonight.
Yes, that's the other thing I was thinking of. Yeah.
Welcome
tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Here to another one of them.
Started, man. Kind of trash is going on in that.
Oh boy, not happy with that. Wow, it's going to be an interesting week then, ladies and gentlemen, which you can listen to that, by the way. That's Bad Karma Wrestling every Friday.
BK Dub.
You can find that every Friday at 11:30 p.m. Central Time on the X-Bomb Sports YouTube and Twitch. Go check them out, gentlemen. They're going to have a lot to talk about over the last couple weeks now because you guys didn't go.
We didn't go on Friday.
Yeah, no.
We were busy. I was getting certified for my jaunt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Up to Milwaukee.
We had a substitute, but then Alex wasn't feeling too hot, so I was like, I just don't want to go up there just all by myself and complain for an hour. So.
Would have been a lot. There's going to be a lot of. There's going to be a lot.
Yeah, I wanted to bounce my complaints off of somebody.
There's going to be a lot going back and forth Friday, man.
I'm intrigued. I'm excited.
Oh, by the way, I just so you know, kind of threw it out to the lovely Monica that I would like to host the Royal Rumble this year.
Let's do it.
We're in the process of negotiations.
I don't.
You need Scott Boras?
Wouldn't hurt.
Bazinga.
Help a lot. Wouldn't hurt. But I think it'll go over well.
Awesome.
She goes, I don't want to be around blood. And I said, it's WWE. There won't be any blood.
No.
Unless something crazy happens and Punk hits somebody. Because now he's broken. He's completely opened up somebody on their scalp for what, 18 stitches?
Yeah,
wasn't it?
That was me, yeah.
And now he's broken Tamatonga's, Teoola's elbows fractured.
Really? Ow.
There's 3 of them that are out.
Yeah. Jimmy hurt his toe.
Bronson blew out his ankle.
Yeah.
Don't watch that, by the way.
That's disgusting.
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
No, don't. You do not want to see that.
No, you don't.
Make sure to watch from the alternate angles. There's so many angles.
Yeah. Look at how bad this looks.
Yeah.
Why do so many cameras have to be on that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? every camera in that thing, as soon as he
I
went
know,
up to the
it's-
top, was like something bad is about to happen.
It's
either Roman Reigns is about to die because he doesn't hit this right, or something. I thought he was going to blow a knee out.
Right.
That's what. But Jimmy
broke his toe.
On the exact same dive.
Yep.
Which, and then CM Punk broke Talatonga's elbow
on what you
when he came in with the fucking toolbox.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah, you hit him a bunch of times.
I didn't realize he broke his elbow on that.
I think
I
it was,
saw the toolbox thing.
it was his
or no,
it was his tendon.
He snapped it, or
I can't remember what they said. They did a rundown on SmackDown of all the injuries coming out of Hell in a Cell. I was like,
jeez.
Yeah, AEW's the not so safe company apparently. Oh,
we could talk about the trash that came out of SmackDown on Friday too.
There you guys go. And again, that's Friday. Bad Karma Wrestling, 11:30 p.m. Central Time on YouTube and Twitch. XBomb Sports. College football playoff though, gents. We got to discuss it because we had our conference championships.
Do you want me to start?
Please, if you want to.
Tyler and I had this discussion earlier, and
Yeah.
I think it's very equated. I said Tyler's at that point where he's getting excited about his football team making that next step to the second tier of the Big Ten.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're right there.
Yeah.
Guess what I saw on Saturday?
Regression.
No. They're right there.
Yeah.
And to me, this is one of those things, kind of like what happens in the NFL, Peyton Manning, things like that. If they get that signature win over a team that they should not beat,
Yeah.
and go, okay, we've arrived, the floodgates may open.
Yeah, that's possible.
I mean, they didn't have the greatest recruiting class this year, 17
Yeah.
overall. But if you look at that recruiting class, he recruited to make up for the people that he's losing.
Right. Are you talking about
You
this
gotta-
incoming class?
Yeah.
Well, remember, this is early signing day. So they still have regular signing day to come in.
They're not gonna get regular.
No, they'll get a bump. They'll get a couple kids that'll probably get a bump.
You had a tight end that just flipped to Penn State.
I know.
So
Wouldn't you?
it's fair.
Well, yeah,
I'm just saying.
that's true.
Well, plus they've got the heir apparent to Abdul Carter too.
Right. So that's
No, what I saw from
The
Penn State-
original OG number 11 son is coming to Penn State, ladies and gentlemen.
pretty good. He's pretty good. Although you ask his father, he goes, he's all right. Yeah.
LeVar
downplays this kid every step.
downplays him so hard.
He don't hit like me. He not fast like I was. He
Well,
don't,
no, because it's a different game, LeVar. You can't just go out there and concuss Troy Aikman and force him to retire. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, LeVar Arrington hit Troy Aikman so hard. Troy goes, I'm done.
Yeah. Troy says he's like, I love him, but I'll never forgive him.
I'm
you
done.
You end my career.
No, but once again, they were in that game.
They
that
were.
entire game.
They stayed in
but
the fight.
they were never in control of that game.
Yes.
No.
That's fair.
They cannot, when they're playing a team that thrives on timing patterns and short dink and dunk passes,
Yeah.
you cannot play prevent
Right.
No.
or man 2 or man 3
No.
unless your boys are getting pressure. And they were getting the ball out so fast that there was no time to get pressure.
Right.
So of course they were getting carved up by the great and powerful Oz.
Well,
by the way, did you know that the name of their football helmets were the Green Goblin helmets?
Yeah.
Oh,
I saw on Twitter when they put out those
Who are you staring at, Ruth?
No, I think, well, I said it when we were kind of texting back and forth a little bit on the game, like it was a good game and stuff, but I thought as soon as Aller made a mistake, that was going to be the end of it. And I know he threw, and he made 2 crucial interceptions. And again, the problem with this team is that while you have Tyler Warren and that's great, your outside help is still not there. You still have not secured.
Wallace is there.
Clearly
Wallace is
become
there.
the number one, but it feels like he's the number one more so by default because you don't really have a true number one. In most other systems, I would say he's a number two, much better as a number 3 slot receiver.
Because Fleming's not helping your
Do you,
case.
No,
do you
he's-
want?
he's out
Do
of
you
it.
want my answer to that question?
Mm.
Anytime that goofballs brothers out there, that kid should never see the field unless it's special teams.
Clifford's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Clifford's brother should never see the field.
You're still gonna have like another
If you
6
have
years of him.
even a legitimate wide receiver room.
Yeah.
He's a special team specialist.
I mean, you need those guys,
Yes.
but maybe
you need
not on the
gunners.
field.
You need things like that. Absolutely 100%.
Yeah.
But as being your fourth option
All right.
in your wide receiver room, 100% no. And if Franklin was being real in his press conference saying that Penn State now knows what they have to do in NIL, they have the backing in NIL to do it. You're going out and you're looking at these wide receivers that are leaving, programs and going, you're going to start if you come here.
And there's over 600 kids on the portal right now, which tops out over last year, which there was over 550 last year as it was. Just this alone has 600 kids in the transfer portal. So
Aside
there's
from
a slew of kids.
Aside from those 2 mistakes, even though that was what crucial that made it that Oregon was going to run away with this, Allers looked really good against that Oregon defense. That's like the
Once
most
again.
complete team, I would say.
Once again, you're talking about a team that is right there and just needs that one signature win for them to go.
You get Allers some help.
We can do this.
That's the thing. They just need to be more consistent on offense because their running game was there all day.
There will not be
But-
a drop off at tight end next year either, by the way.
No.
But their passing game,
Reynolds is a dude.
But their passing game needs to be upgraded because they've got the quarterback that has the arm, the talent, all that stuff. But they
Both
don't
running
have the
backs are coming
receiver.
back next year too.
Yeah, then they should be.
I got 2 for you. So
Yeah.
did that game change your thought at all? Anything about Oregon? Because I know you were going in saying that they're not they're not the front runners. They're not head and shoulders above everybody.
I can sit here and say right now, I think any team that is ranked 9th or above in that college football ranking could run the table and win it all.
Okay.
There's not a team 9 and above.
And that kind of leads into my other question, similar to, do you like where Penn State is at with their road to their path right now? You don't?
No.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
I would much rather play Clemson than SMU. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
SMU, here are the 2 things that play in Penn State's favor. SMU has not seen a defense like Penn State's all year.
Okay.
All year. 2, weather. It's going to be 20 degrees for that football game. SMU hasn't played in anything probably less than 60 all year.
Ooh, okay.
You know what's a funny thing? So the way how this bracket working, I overheard PJ Glasser on Saturday. He even said that
He loves SMU to go in and at least cover
he
or
said
beat Penn State.
It would have made more sense for Oregon to lose the Big Ten championship because they'd have a much easier road than where they're at now. Because Oregon wins, they're going to face Tennessee or Ohio State.
Is there anyone with an easy path to the
Texas?
all the way? Yeah. Okay.
Texas has.
Yeah.
I will say this.
Texas gets easier until they have to beat Oregon.
Yeah. They'll make it to the semifinals.
I can't say
Arizona State though.
I can't
Unless,
say that.
and I'm going to say this: if I'm a football team right now, I do agree. We were talking to Dustin Rhodes about this earlier.
Yeah.
The worst thing to happen to Arizona State is for them to be ranked 4.
Yeah.
Because now they have that bye, and it may deflate all that momentum that they have.
That could be true.
In Penn State's journey, I mean, look, I'm sticking by my guns until I see otherwise because I don't believe Clemson's again. I don't think they're as good as a team as we want to say. I think they got a little lucky with the kickoff return, and then their kicker was one of the best in the country when they got there. So I'm not gonna take. They got the win. That's great, but I think SMU is going to have a little bit of a reality check. Again, it's cold. This is a better defense. This is an offense that's actually pretty decent. Their offense is good, but they're playing in the cold in the East
And their
Coast away from
defense
home.
is not good.
No, they have a lot of issues themselves. And Boise State's a one-trick pony. quite literal. They are. They're
if
a
you can
one-trick
get
pony.
Genty going, that pass offense is
But
decent.
that's the problem is if you stop him, Madsen's going to have to do it by himself, and I don't trust those receivers. They're average at best. Against that defense, they're average at best. And he's 5'11". I know that size shouldn't count into this, but if you hit him hard enough, you go to the backup, and that's Nelson, and he has not played enough to be able to be a starting
I
quarterback.
think you're kind of
Good as he
overthinking.
is.
I think Penn State is a really nice road.
It's when they get to Georgia, that's going to be the issue.
If they get, I don't think so.
I don't know where Georgia's at either, though. That's the thing.
Here's the thing.
He knocked on the table.
Oh,
he was looking at the door.
Oh, who the hell's over there? I looked at the camera to see.
That to me was a Brock Purdy injury. That Carson Beck injury.
Yeah.
I don't see him being back for the semis.
No, but
And if
I
he
trust
is-
Gunnar Stockton more than
They
I trust
said
Carson Beck.
he's
You mean
expected-
Stetson Bennett 2.0?
He's expected to be back for the Sugar Bowl.
There's no way. There's no way.
If he does, it's going
It's
to
a
be a limited
UCL.
action.
It's a
It's gonna
UCL
be-
injury, so yeah,
It's the
It
Brock
looks
Purdy thing.
gnarly.
He hurt his throwing arm. That's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that hit?
No.
Oh,
Was it the second half of
Going back.
or
Yeah.
the end of the
Right,
first half?
yeah, right at the end of the
we
first
were
half.
at Windy City, but yeah, I think I caught it.
He goes back and just the dude hits him as he's starting to come forward.
Yeah.
And the whole arm just
folds.
I went, oh, that's Brock Purdy. That's his UCL.
Yeah, they got him and they got him good, but he came back in the game and was still able to give one to Trevor Etienne to be able to win the game because all he did was hand it off.
Yeah.
So, but in terms of him being able to throw the ball, I don't think he's going to be able to, not by that point, by the Sugar Bowl. But that's fine because I think Gunnar Stockton's the better quarterback anyway. So I think Georgia actually upgrades by an injury to like this is the same thing when we saw with Bama, right? As good as Jalen Hurts was, they got better once Tua got in there. They just didn't get national championship better because what they gained from him at quarterback, they also lost at other spots. Like, and other teams got better too. Sorry, LSU is just better than you.
I don't think that that Georgia defense is as good as everybody seems to think it is.
I think they are. I don't know about their offense. That's the question.
Their wide receivers are very
pedestrian. For college football,
Thank
they're
you.
pedestrian.
That is very
Yes.
good. I like that word, pedestrian.
I love it in all those dudes, but no.
And as far as Texas goes, if yours doesn't get out of his head,
they're done.
They're done.
Yeah.
They're done unless Shark goes, paging Arch Manning. Paging Arch
I'm not
Manning.
gonna lie. I was kind of I was hoping, but I was almost expecting that Arch was going to get the call up in that second half of the game.
I'm just
because
shocked.
What
they
the
moved-
hell?
I'm shocked they moved away from the ground game so much. Like I know that your running backs have been injured, but you got to
Weisner's dinged up pretty good.
No, and I understand that, but like this team has always been establish the ground game so the passing game can find its openings here and there. Like they're not a let's outthrow the world. They're a run the football,
Although they have
make those passes.
They have
They certainly do, but they've always been let's get this thing going and let's kill the clock. Let's control this game. They've moved away from that so much, and they tried to outthrow the world here. And I was like, no, that they've got Malachi Starks, who's a star safety. They've got all these great corners. Why are you going to give them those chances?
Yeah.
Just run the ball, kill the clock, control this thing. You had it in hand, and they just gave it away. And I don't really blame Ewers for that. That's where I blame Sark.
No,
That's where Sark's
you blame
still learning.
you blame Sark on that, but then you got also got to blame
He's the
Ewers.
quarterback no matter what.
Yeah, Ewers was still making those mistakes and
Right.
not getting the team down there. But yeah, that's what I've lost. I'm like, why'd you guys give up on the run game so fast?
That's the thing. I don't get that.
Can I bring up something real quick and
Please.
see if you guys agree with me?
Sure.
If I was Ohio State, I would not want a home game.
You wouldn't want a home game?
Hell no. They're going to get booed. He's going to get booed
Yeah,
running out of that tunnel.
That could be added energy for them, though.
It could be.
And keep in mind, too, these people won a national championship, so they'll do whatever it takes. So they may just be like, well, we're still here. Like, accept it. We may have lost to Michigan, but we're still here.
Heinz King is going to Ohio State.
That'd be funny. That would be funny.
No, but for me at least, Tennessee, Ohio State is interesting. Tennessee won't be bothered by the cold.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're good enough.
It all depends on Iamaleava.
There you go. Good job, buddy.
I think it's going to come down to Dylan Sampson running the ball like a madman.
Yeah, and that
Like,
defense is susceptible to the run for sure.
Exactly. Like he can do it. I just don't know if like you key on him. Iamaleava is good, but I mean you get pressure on him, and they've got two pressure guys that can get to him easily. he's going to start throwing picks.
Well, yeah, it all
Against that defense, he's going to start throwing
He
picks.
hasn't really faced a
Is it-
defense like Ohio State.
Is it
No, so
interesting
that's the
to
thing.
you?
Not that complete, at least.
No.
Is it interesting to you that people aren't talking about the offenses as much this year as they are the elite defenses that are in this
kind of the trend
college football playoff
Yeah.
this year?
It's kind of the trend, it seems like, in football in general. Like, defenses are getting a lot of like love lately.
And you've got Texas is number 1.
Right.
Ohio State's top 10, Penn State's top 10,
Oregon's in the top 10,
Oregon's
Georgia's
top
in
10,
the top 10.
which is mind-boggling. I would have put a dime piece
Yeah.
on the under hitting in that Penn State
Yeah.
Oregon game.
I mean, even-
I was just like, what is going on?
Like, even for Notre Dame, like Notre Dame's defense and Indiana's defense, they're both, I
Top
think, in the
20.
they're
Yeah.
top 15, top 20 at least. Like, both of them have performed really well.
That's going to be an interesting. Can Signetti out-coach Freeman?
I would say he can outcoach him. I don't know if they have the players to match up.
talent.
That's the issue. I don't believe in Riley Leonard more than I believe in Rourke than I believe in Leonard. But the problem is that kid Love, their running back, is good. He's good.
Yeah.
He's a bowling ball. He takes hits and he runs. And their defense, even with the loss of Morris and their top player on as a corner, they're just like, okay, next guy up. Like as usual with Notre Dame, they just find another guy to fill in the
Yeah, of
role.
course.
So I want to believe that Indiana could pull, just for the sake of I can go haha to Tom. That's
Like to walk into Notre Dame Stadium
and
just beat the tar.
And this is still in Indiana, folks. Remember this. This is South Bend, Indiana. So from
it's not a travel
Hoosierville-
issue. There's no travel issue
There
whatsoever.
should be a 50-50 split.
It's gonna
on
be.
that
I see it gonna be pretty even fan wise.
No, I don't think it'll be even fan wise because Notre Dame fans are crazy.
Yeah,
and they will
You don't have
fill
to
out
tell
that
me.
stadium. Out. They will fill that stadium out. We know plenty of
But
them.
I think Indiana will find a way to at least make it like
it's going
a
to make a
40,
game.
60.
Yeah, it's going to make it a game.
Though this should be an exciting one. Like you've said, Nick, it's like a too hard to call kind of. Although they've given Indiana or Notre Dame 7.5.
The spreads on these.
I don't
have
really
you seen the spreads on these
I got a
first round
few of
games?
them here.
They're ridiculous.
Penn State's got 9.
Well, you said
OSU's
Notre
got
Dame's
7.5.
Texas got 11.
7.5.
I mean, I was on the side of I don't really believe in Indiana, so I kind of agree with that line. So.
Okay, all right.
I don't believe-
I would have stretched it farther. Like I thought 10 or something. Like they
Here's-
would have gone farther with it.
And I know you and I debated this.
Yeah.
But OSU's in a trouble spot too. Will Howard gets knocked out of that game. You're going to a guy who hasn't taken a single snap this entire season.
That's fair. I think
Because
he's better.
Devin Brown is now going
Right.
to end up being the quarterback at Syracuse next
And
year.
I think the kid Justin
Because
Sayers,
Kyle McCord's going to a big boy school next year.
he might be going draft. For all we know,
How many years has he got?
He's got 2 more left.
He's got 2 years of
Okay.
eligibility left, but I think he did enough that he could go draft because I don't think he's going to be a first round pick ever.
most yards in the NCAA this year.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's insane for
You
Syracuse.
let him walk.
But
for the Orangemen.
I mean, yeah, seriously.
Who would have thunk?
The one team I like you said though, I want to.
Do you wonder if Todd or Ryan Day's just sitting back there going, "Damn it, damn it"?
No, because he's got Taven St. Clair coming in. That guy's a beast.
Yeah, but you would have had.
You would have probably had a better
season.
season.
I don't think you have the issues that you had this year. I
No,
don't think-
because you have a kid
I
that's
don't-
been in the
I
system
honestly
for a
think
while.
they're undefeated this year if Kyle McCord's their quarterback. But you put all the blame on McCord. The fans put all the blame on the McCord, and he's like, "Dude, my mental health doesn't need this. I'm gone."
Right. Well, I'm still for what Howard did in his first year, still not bad. All things considered. All things considered.
He was a meh quarterback in the Big 12, and he's a meh quarterback
and
in the Big 10.
Speaking
this
of
year.
meh quarterback, that's the problem I have with Arizona State. Like, as good as they've been, leave it. I don't believe in that kid at all.
You
Unfortunately,
don't have to.
Scatterbo.
All
can only
you got to
so
do
much.
is believe in the Scattaboo.
He can only do so. That's the problem with him.
Really?
That man
He can
Boise
only do
State
so much.
Can only
I
do
get
so
a
much.
text from our guy right across from me, and he goes, "Holy crap, this dude's for real!" And I went, "I tried to tell you. It's It's Mike Allstat reincarnated.
He's just Rex Burkhead. It's okay.
Rex Burkhead was a great. Don't you put some name.
I'm
Put the
not
dirt on him.
bashing the name that is Rex Burkhead.
John
I'm
Kuhn?
just saying. And
no,
look,
he
and
is
look,
he is Mike Allstat-esque.
I
You-
can't go that level.
Come
He's not that
on.
big. He's not that
It doesn't
powerful.
Just watch.
He's just a runner.
The Lions
You know
are
what?
gonna, the Lions are
Shut
going to
up.
not a power
No,
runner.
I'm telling you right now. Really? He didn't bounce off of, I don't know.
You know the Patriots are gonna
Iowa
draft
State
him.
guys.
I like to get him riled up.
The Lions are going to
Look.
draft Scatabo, and it's just going to be the funniest three-headed monster.
He's going to the Patriots.
Scattaboo.
Scatabo. I said
Scattaboo
Scatabo.
is going to the
You said
Patriots.
Scatabo.
Did I say Scatabo? I've been saying boo this whole time.
Scattaboo, Scatabo, Scatta this, Scatta that. He's a good. Look, he's a good running back with a good story because he comes from whatever
He
it
won't
was
run-
Portland.
He won't run under 4.5. I can guarantee you that.
Maybe not, but I just
he deserves to be on
again.
it.
It's a one-trick pony thing for them. Like leave it's good, and then you get the wide receiver Tyson, who I think is going to be something next year.
Unfortunately, fortunately for Arizona State,
Mm.
they do have another dude that came in there and made one hell of a catch.
They did.
The Penn State transfer McLean came in and was like,
Sure.
he could if Tyson can't go, and the crazy thing is this doesn't affect his eligibility because it's postseason.
Yeah.
Postseason games don't count.
Right.
So you can shirt up as many dudes as you want.
Yeah.
At this point, he might be something for them. He might be an answer if Tyson can't go. Is what I'm trying to say.
Maybe but that's the problem though, is that Tyson's like their one option to their second best wide receiver has been Scattaboo.
Yeah,
That's the thing,
Their
is
wide
that
receivers.
they're
are
thin.
not. They look good against Iowa State though. They were catching balls.
But Iowa State's defense is mid-range even for the Big 12. Iowa State's offense was much better than their defense.
no matter what. But I guarantee you this: they're going to mollywop Miami.
Nah, I wouldn't go that far.
What is Miami stop this year?
It's not about
Not
them
a
stopping. It's about
damn
who
thing.
stops Miami.
You really think Cam Ward's going to play in that bowl game? No.
Sounds like he will.
No.
Sounds like he will.
If he's going to the draft, there's no way.
Although apparently Shador was taking shots at him, I guess. I don't know what they were doing. They were going back and forth about something with stats. I don't know what their deal was.
Shador, shut up.
You see Shador was like posting like outside of Oakland Raiders Stadium. He's
Yeah,
like, he's like, it sounds like home. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dion kind of hit it on the nose and went to Antonio Pierce. Yo, draft my son, please. Like,
Be the
he's not
second-
going to be there.
The second biggest bust in Raiders history.
That's a bold call. And they got the number one pick, so
Jamarcus will forever and
Yeah, well,
always
yeah,
be
that-
the
yeah.
biggest bust.
yeah. Well,
Both in pick and in weight.
I asked the question again. If you have that number one pick and you have a chance to get Travis Hunter or Shador or Cam Ward, I still may go with Travis Hunter
I'm going
because of
Travis
that,
Hunter.
that
You
player.
have to.
Even if
you
you're the
can
Raiders.
get a quality quarterback to get you through a couple, either via free agency or in the second or third round of the draft this
Sorry,
year.
I was thinking-
They
I was-
like Aiden O'Connell. He's not good, but they like
he
him.
got hurt.
He's out for the season.
Yeah,
He's out for the
he is?
season.
Oh,
Yeah.
yikes.
He got hurt during that game.
Desmond
so-
Ridder?
Desmond Ritter's up.
It's Ritter time.
Hey, we all know what happens when Desmond Ridder gets on the field. Things go badly.
I
Well,
was
guess
just
who he's
laughing.
playing?
I'm just laughing that Dion was saying.
Next week.
Bengals.
No.
I'm just
Falcons?
laughing
Really?
Yes.
that Dion's like draft my sons.
We may have a win.
And Shiloh's probably sitting in the back. Hey, Dad, what about me? It's like,
Oh, yeah.
no,
he said
someone's
draft
Travis Hunter.
my sons, and everyone's like, Shador, yes. Shiloh,
He referred
If
to
he's,
Travis
if
as
he's
his
there
son.
in the sixth round, we're good.
No, if he's there as an undrafted free agent, sure, have him as a tryout walk on.
Yeah.
That kid should not get drafted.
For anybody here have an issue with Alabama being left off?
No.
I knew you wouldn't.
I think it could have gone either way, but I mean, you got 9-3 losses. I mean, you're 3 losses. You lost the 3 losses. One was to Vanderbilt, unranked. I mean,
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's the worst loss of their year.
and then Tennessee. Like,
Vandy was at least respectable this year.
Yeah.
Oklahoma did.
But no,
Even
I think
still,
they
they're
got it
both
right.
6-6. Like that's going to count against you. I mean, the LSU fan inside of me is just maniacally laughing at them. The sports analyst of me says I can understand where you can make the argument for them to be in because of their ranked wins. They had 4.
Go for it.
But so did South Carolina too. So I understand that argument as well.
If there was any SEC team that deserved to be in, it was South Carolina.
Yeah.
No, I mean the love
Margin
was,
of
the
loss-
love was backed behind them for sure. Of course.
Margin of loss
Yeah.
for South Carolina, I think, was a combined 7 points for all 3 games that they
I
lost.
believe so. But and here's the thing. I think if Georgia would have lost to Texas, because then they become a 3-loss team too.
Right.
Mind you, it's a loss to Texas. That becomes the interesting conversation of, okay, but Bama beat Georgia.
SMU's not in.
And that's the thing, is that I think SMU gets knocked out, and now you're talking about one of those teams getting in there all of a sudden. And then that becomes the thing too. It's like, well, what do you do then with Miami? Do you still put Miami in there too? Like that whole conversation is not going to end, of course, because everybody's angry no matter what.
Does Nick Saban secretly pump his fist? Because like, yeah, another year without me and they can't do it again.
I'm wondering that myself.
No,
if he's
Saban
kind of-
actually came out and said SMU deserved to be in.
Yeah, he agreed with
that's
it.
the thing, is like, I'm wondering if he was kind of like, what are you guys without me now?
Exactly.
Because now they're losing recruits.
Yeah.
They're losing a lot of guys again to the transfer portal. So I'm wondering if he's kind of sitting there in that
Has
seat.
Williams declared yet?
Not yet. All the other receivers have.
There's huge rumors that he wants to go to
Oh,
Ohio State and be with Jeremy Smith.
No.
That would just be insane. That's
Why?
not
Just so
fair.
they still can't throw to him?
That's one of those where the commissioner.
Hey,
has to
20
say-
million didn't work. We might as well go for 40 this year.
That's that David Stern steps in as the commissioner and annexes that, like, nope, you can't transfer there. That's not fair. We're not going to let that happen. So
There's a cool place called Lincoln.
that's true. They've got a talented quarterback. I'm telling you, folks. Kids,
Oh,
if
you
you're
want to win a
listening-
national title next year? Come to a place that has a NFL quality quarterback, 2 NFL quality running backs, an NFL tight end, and
It's
we
all right.
need a number 1
They'll
wide
just lose in
receiver.
the Big Ten as always.
Wow.
Already starting the smack talk.
Jeez. Who's in the college football playoffs this year?
Hey, I got a bowl game. Okay, that's all on that.
And if you want to come,
We're going bowling.
if you want to
We're
come to
going
a
bowling.
team,
Have they
Big
said who
Apple.
you're playing?
Yeah, Boston College.
You're gonna lose.
Yeah, I know. Half the defense went in the portal.
You're gonna lose to that butt chin head coach.
But
I still to this day
Hey,
don't.
it's
I've met
listen,
him on
man.
multiple occasions. I still cannot tell you whether that's a fake chin or not.
I know exactly.
that's
Here comes the Crimson
it's
Gin.
so defined. It's just like so perfect. Like
I can never speak ill will of him.
Yeah.
He saved the University
yeah.
of Penn State.
Well, and
Fair
he
enough.
he very much has almost saved Boston College because they were kind of looking on the rocks there for a while. On like,
Yeah.
do we
Oh,
drop a division?
He got rid of the cancer that was in his locker room,
Well, yeah, that's very true.
which will be believe it or not, one of the most touted quarterbacks in the transfer portal.
Castellanos, for those that don't know, entered the transfer portal. He is a athlete through and through.
Georgia Tech.
I wasn't going to say Georgia Tech. I was going to say probably like San Jose State or San
One of
Diego
Oregon's
State,
offensive
some-
linemen.
UNLV,
UNLV, yeah, maybe.
because their quarterback went in the transfer portal. Did he
yes,
not?
yes, he did.
One of
So-
Oregon's offensive linemen just went in.
Did he really?
Jaquan McRoy.
There's going to be a lot of guys that are going to start entering the portal.
That is the one thing I can truly say about Penn State. Penn State typically does not have a lot of people enter the transfer portal.
Well, LSU's been lucky that they've only had a handful of them so far that have.
We lost
Left.
Lambert Smith.
Right.
And
well,
I mean,
and he had a pretty good year
he had a
despite what
decent
Auburn
year.
was. I mean,
look who he had thrown to him.
Right,
Jesus,
well,
Mary and Joseph.
and you never know. There might be a quarterback headed there from USC for all we know. So anything's possible if you're
that. Hugh Freeze would giggle.
Oh, I'm sure.
Deep giggles.
A new version of You Got Mossed.
You had Bo Nix, and then you went through Peyton Thorne, and now you're going to go to Miller Moss. Boy, what a plateau of mediocre. you really.
Can we really say that about Bo Nix anymore, though?
No, I'm not saying. I'm not.
I mean,
at
Bo
the
Nix
time,
is proving
at the time.
At least in my mind, second in offensive rookie of the year for sure.
I got him first right now.
Yeah,
I'd put him just because
put him over Jaden Daniels.
Just because of the playoff situation they're in right now.
Jaden hasn't been playing well over.
Yeah, no.
I think Jaden. Honest to God, I think Jaden's playing injured.
I would go Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, or Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, and then I would throw a dark horse of Brock Bowers.
That's not a dark.
Like that.
That's not a dark horse anymore.
Yeah, that's actually a favorite right now.
When that's your only option in Vegas.
He's there. Rome McDoon's also in that conversation.
A little bit, but he's up there.
By the way, can we give a little kudos to Rome for the toe tap yesterday? That was
that was amazing. That was nice.
You know what I loved is that that he learned very hard the last time when the lines weren't.
That's true. He learned.
He thought he was in. He learned real hard and fast.
That's why you study film, guys. That's why you do that.
Get your feet in bounds.
Tim, like I said, well, let me ask you, Andrew, and anybody else who wants to chime in.
Yeah.
Nick, Tyler.
Sure.
You don't think 9-1 any of those teams could win?
My whole
Tennessee would be my only PA.
The problem I have is that just because, like I've said before, like the superpowers always have with the best rosters and the best players and all that stuff. I know any given day, anybody can be beat. I just think that at some point, talent does supersede like the heart. You know, like you can have all the heart
There's
in the world.
There's a lot
but
of people, and I hate to say this and even put it into the ether. There's a lot of people that have Notre Dame in that championship.
Oh, no doubt, of course. But like, that's the thing is, I think once you match up with a team that just has that super 5-star, 4-star talent, top in the country kids, I think at some point those guys eventually just like overpower whatever, like SMU kind of being like, yeah, we can do it, or Boise State going.
I didn't put SMU in there. Yeah. I think Boise State, just because of the elite, and I do put him in a different stratosphere of any other running back in this country.
Sure, of course.
As much as I love Scatterbo, he is not Genty.
Right.
Yeah. He is not. That kid can put that team on his back and go, you ride me.
Right.
Until my wheels fall off. And there aren't many. I don't. Texas would be one of the few that I think could stop him.
I would still say Georgia could.
I don't think so.
I think Georgia could. I think Oregon probably still could.
Someone made an interesting point. I want you guys' thoughts on this. Someone said, because arguing about either Travis Hunter or Janty for Heisman, someone said that if Hunter was on Boise State would not be in the college football playoffs. If Janty was on Colorado, they would be like a top 5 team or something like that, or at least in the college football.
Could you imagine that? Genty on Colorado.
Genty on Colorado would make them, I think, offensively
top 10. Easy.
Top 10.
Yeah. Easy top 10. I don't say top 5.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter at Boise State. I mean, he's a good player. I think he would certainly get the national recognition. I just don't know. I think Boise State might still be in the same spot, maybe another loss or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even undefeated. It's possible because of how great an athlete he is. It's just hard to say, like, and that's the problem, is trying to figure out who, and you're talking about one guy who plays 2 positions at an elite level in college football, and the other guy who plays a position that's always been downplayed, really, other than in college football necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
For me, if Genty's going to win the Heisman, he's got to break the all-time record, and he's close to it. He's got like 132 yards to go to break.
Problem is the Heisman's this weekend, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it is. So
the invite should be going out.
Yeah. So
I will say this:
I did not get mine.
If Scatterbo doesn't get invited to the Heisman, that'll be sad.
I don't think he is, unfortunately. I think it's going to be Ward. I think it's going to be Hunter, and I think it's going to be Genty. Mm-hmm. And I think it's probably going to be Hunter that wins it.
Shadur?
Shadur's not going to get it.
Maybe
because they only invite the top 3.
Dylan Gabriel might get the it's typically 4.
Yeah, is it 4? Yeah, I think so.
I thought
it's typically
4. Oh, yeah, it is 4.
So Dylan Gabriel will probably get that 4th one.
Yeah, he more or less.
But as far as, David, what you were saying from 9 up, you said?
Yeah.
The only ones that I can think, outside of Oregon and Georgia. The thing is, Georgia, they're not gonna have Carson Beck.
I don't know. The thing is, team who has shown absolute dominance this year.
No, but the thing is, for me, it's tough because I don't see Notre Dame, like, if they don't win against Indiana, I don't see them beating Georgia. Ohio State's the one that I think
Georgia has struggled against teams that run well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
And
know.
that's all
It's-
Notre Dame does.
That's the thing. Like it's all over the place. It sounds terrible, but I don't believe in Texas. I don't know.
Yours scares me right
That's
now.
the thing. If he doesn't get his head out of his behind, there's no shot. They'll beat Clemson, but they
should be Clemson.
They should be Arizona State, but you don't know. You don't know.
I think they can. I do.
I don't know. It all comes down to Quinn Ewers. If he's gonna keep dropping the ball, then I don't see it. Texas. I was very bummed because I was high on Texas.
I'm leaning towards an Oregon, Texas, Georgia, and Penn State Final Four. That would probably be my
okay.
And there's nothing. If that happens, there's nothing in my world that says that Penn State can't beat Georgia.
I mean, they should be at least on par with them. I would say.
Yeah.
I would give.
Like, at least
I would
stay at that
maybe
same
put
level.
it Georgia -2.5, -3.
Yeah.
I could see that. I like that Final Four. Actually, that's good.
I would say right now for me, I would go
Big Ten rematch.
Yeah.
No,
I would.
Here's the thing, and I don't think people really realize unless you have actually. And I know Tyler may have. I know Andrew has. That Texas defense is special.
Yeah. Oh no, the defense is great.
Like all three levels, kind of special.
I have all the faith that the Texas defense can take them there. It's just you
If
still gotta have
Texas
some
scores
offense.
21 to 27 points,
Yeah.
they're winning.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, like we were talking about last week when they played A&M, it never felt close. They had that game fully in control. So,
Mhm.
but to go along with what you were saying, Nick, like a Final Four, I would say mine would be Texas, Ohio State, Penn State, Georgia.
You got Ohio State over Oregon?
Yeah. I got Ohio State over. I think Oregon will have a comeuppance.
You
at some
know it's
point.
going to be Ohio State versus Oregon. There's no way they're not going to.
No. Meaning like
they're going to have that rematch for sure.
no, they will. But he's got
Fix is going to be in.
He's
They
got
want
Ohio
that.
State
Tennessee
beating-
over.
I've got Ohio State beating Oregon.
They know you're going to. You know they're going to
I
fix that Ohio
don't
State
know
game.
how much Ohio State's in their own heads at this point.
It could be true, but they don't have to play Michigan anymore,
And
so they should be
Ryan
good.
Day
Yeah.
is god awful against top 10 teams.
I know,
like
right?
James Franklin bad.
I listen. I don't doubt that. You know, this is where you have to say to
And
yourself,
Josh
what are
Heupel
we?
will outcoach.
No, but
Ryan Day.
This is where you say to yourself, what are we? Because in the Michigan game, you tried to go, we'll go punch for punch. We tried to run the football. You're a finesse team. You're a passing team. You've got all these wide receivers. Use them. Throw the ball. I don't care how bad you think Will Howard is or not. Just throw the ball. Make that your offense. Don't worry about running the ball with Henderson and Judkins. Yes, they'll be there for the goal line stuff. Use Jeremiah Smith. He's a god receiver.
That's the
Use
problem.
Ed Buka. He's an athlete.
Yeah.
Use Carnell Tate and Brandon Enos. They're great as your slot receivers. You could spread it out 4 wide and have a tight end in there with no back,
But this
and
is
you would
also-
still move the ball.
This is Chip Kelly's offense, though.
But that's what I'm talking
And he
about.
is-
He has never been a power football guy. He's always been spread it out. He had a running quarterback, obviously Mariota. It's not who this
He
guy
also had a
is.
couple good running backs too.
Right, yes. But you didn't ever see
Which he has in Ohio
How many
State.
times did we see LaMichael James though go right into the middle
Oh,
of the
no.
offensive line? Never. Almost never. So use your receivers. Use the
But
speed
it's the
you
Big
got.
Ten.
Screw the Big Ten. God, I'm tired of this power football Midwest crap that everybody builds on.
I don't disagree.
No,
I'm
I know.
saying-
It's just
I'm
like I'm
saying.
tired of this whole gotta be 3 yards in a cloud of dust if you're playing the Midwest. No, you know who the best teams in the Illinois right now are winning the state titles are? Ones that run a spread offense. Throw the football. God, and sorry.
This has been Andrew's TED Talk.
You're right. You've gotten your
So
Final
many.
Four.
I'm hoping so many
What about-
parents are listening right
What's
now,
that?
just going, ugh.
Who's in your Final Four?
Yeah,
I got. I'm also gonna have Oregon, Texas, and I like.
I feel like something just came out of me.
SMU, Indiana. No, I'm just kidding.
If you want to go ahead, man.
I like Penn State and Georgia as well. What Nick said, because Penn State, they showed how they played against Oregon, and I think they, like you said, with the home against SMU.
I really hope that's like a 9-6 game.
And if they could stop JT, then they should.
I don't know why.
They should be able to dominate and make it forward. So I like that as the Final Four.
What about you, David?
I'm gonna go Texas, Oregon.
You're picking Notre Dame, aren't you?
No.
I figured, but
no. Georgia, Boise State.
Ooh, okay.
I got a bad feeling about the SMU.
I know we're going off the
I'm-
rails soon, but I just want to ask you guys: does Timothy Charlemagne know ball?
Oh my God!
What the hell?
Don't get me wrong. Somebody wrote those notes up for him.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
We all forgot. He's an actor. They memorize lines.
Yeah.
That's his job. So I'm sure he's plugged with stats and giving everything.
He can look it down on a sheet of paper.
But
Yeah.
he did sound good, so I'll give him that.
I'll give him credit for actually throwing out the knowledge.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Because I was sitting there going, this is going to be
Yeah.
No, he did a great job. I'll give him.
But somebody wrote those notes for him.
No, absolutely.
Well, how they
100%.
shout out.
Listen,
But him as Bob Dylan, no.
I was going to say, I'm intrigued to see how that movie plays out. To
He's
see that.
getting a lot of buzz.
Yeah.
A lot of buzz.
I like Bob Dylan, so I'm interested to see how this plays out. I heard supposedly he sings in it. I guess I don't know. I don't.
The memes,
I
the
don't-
memes of him like knowing ball.
Yeah,
It's just so funny.
I'll give him credit. He made the right pick.
How do
because-
you pronounce it? Al Shad.
Yeah.
How do you say it? Al Shadir in Dune.
Oh,
That's what they like.
I
use in the
don't
meme.
even ask me on that
Yeah.
name. I can't remember.
I can't speak that language.
Yeah,
Not a good movie.
but I can do the
It was
sand
too
walk.
damn long.
Oh, you didn't like
I
Dune?
kept getting lost.
First or the second part?
Yes.
Still haven't watched part two.
Don't watch.
I watched both.
Don't watch the TV series, by the way. I'm falling asleep. That's me. You might like it.
Mr. El Gaib, that's what it was.
Yes, there you go. Yeah.
Mr. El Gaib.
Yes. Thank you, Nick. Thank you.
That's what I couldn't steal on it.
I don't know what the hell I was going to say.
I
was like,
you said somebody's name from Syria or something like that. I don't know what you were saying. Yes,
When they're all
thank you.
walking by and they're praising them.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Canceled.
Oh my God. All right. Since we've already gone off the rails, when we come back, we're going off the rails real quick here on Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com.
This is your home for sports. Longtime fan, sports is like life. SportsTownChicago.com.
What's up, Chicago? If you're ever, and I mean ever, out looking for good urban food 24/7, come down to White Palace Grill, located 1159 South Canal Street in Chicago. White Palace Grill is open 365 days a year since 1939. I personally love the steak and egg dinner, but whether you like burgers for breakfast, steak for lunch, or French toast for dinner, White Palace is the place for you. The diner is a 24-hour urban oasis. Come now, come later. Hey, come now and later. We never close at White Palace Grill, located 1159 South Canal Street in Chicago. Visit us at whitepalace.com or order with Uber Eats or Grubhub anytime, any day.
Daddy, when you look at me, I could see your wheels turning. About what am I going to be when I grow up? A major league first baseman? Maybe a point guard for a national champion.
The odds of a child becoming a professional athlete are 1 in 16,000. Far-fetched? Maybe. But did you know the odds of a child being diagnosed with autism are 1 in 166? That's right, 1 in 166. To learn the signs of autism, go to autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Go to Lux Barbershop for the best barbers and stylists in Plainfield, Illinois. I go there when I have an important event, date, or I just want to look good. The straight razor shave will have you looking fresh and smooth. Lux Barbershop is open 7 days a week. Go to Lux Barbershop for the finest barbers, stylists, braiders, and massage therapists in the southern suburbs. Check out all their daily deals on Facebook, Instagram, and luxbarbershop.com.
Hi, this is Joe Perry and Steven Tyler of Aerosmith for Red. You know, it's okay to rock and roll and party down. Just don't get in that 2,000-pound bullet when you're done and cocked. And please don't drink and drive. I'm the one that jaded you.
A reminder that friends don't let friends drive drunk. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council, U.S. Department of Transportation, National Association of Broadcasters, and RAD.
High school sports is here, and SportsTownChicago.com. We are ready to provide the best high school sports live coverage all across Northern Illinois. From the first kickoff of high school football to the final spike of high school volleyball, we at SportsTownChicago.com are ready to bring you high school sports live. SportsTownChicago.com and STC Friday Night Lights in a league of our own.
Blow the whistle. Going off the rails.
Another train!
All aboard, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to go off the rails here on Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com.
Another train.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
We were going to add something to that. What were we going to?
I don't know, but there was something we gotta put that little.
We talked about it.
We had it, and then now we've lost it because we haven't.
How many weeks ago was it we talked about it? I can't.
It was
remember.
a month at least.
A month.
At least a month.
I can't even.
It's too much to dig back.
At least a month.
My little computer can't.
Hey, did
handle
anybody look up who? Maybe Nick knows. Nick, do you know who the commentators were?
Oh yeah, for the
game?
Bears. Yeah.
No, wasn't it Tirico and
no,
not for the Bears game.
Oh, Han, that's the wrong name, Han. No, I don't know.
By the way, I think
Kenny Albert and Jonathan Vilma.
Oh, that's why.
That's who those guys were.
Yeah, I was like, who the
I
hell?
didn't even recognize Vilma's voice.
Hey, can we real quick?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened from last year to this year, but Vilma, Fox, please fire him.
I like Kenny Albert. He's probably one of my favorites.
Kenny Albert was great.
Yeah, he's good.
Vilma was god awful yesterday. Vilma was god awful. He would backtrack. He called the throw that turned out to be a fumble or a throw at first. He goes, "Oh, that's a throw." And then when they call it a fumble, I told you it was a fumble. What?
Yeah.
What? Say
Not
what?
a good look.
What? No, you didn't. No.
Boom. Wow.
No.
That's a rough one.
I will say this, Joe Tessitore, I think the WWE's starting to rub off on him a little bit. He and Jesse.
Oh, Rogers?
No.
Not Rogers. Jeez. God, why am I blanking
The Bachelor
on it right now? Yeah, I can't think of it now. Jeez.
Does all the spring baking championships.
You're like,
they were having fun.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
During the SEC championship game.
Yeah.
Or no, not the SEC championship game. It was the game before that. The 11
ACC?
o'clock.
Oh my god.
Oh, the 11 o'clock?
Yeah.
The 11 o'clock game.
The Big 12.
Yeah, the Big 12.
12. Yes, yeah.
They were having.
Oh yeah, they were having a grand old time.
Yeah,
there.
those guys were fun to listen to.
Jesse was doing a skaboo.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I want to
He
grab
said-
that.
He said
Scadaboo.
Well, because they know it's entertainment. Like
It was
it shouldn't be
fantastic.
boring talk.
I've never seen Jesse be like that on a call. It was fantastic. And Tessitore, I think, is loosening up because he's with WWE now.
That could be the case.
Knows that he can be excited and have some fun with stuff. I mean, to me, that was probably the best called game of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
And that's saying a lot because Herb Street usually kills it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Honorable mention for because I had yet to see up until what was it, Friday or Saturday, the actually Ashton Genty actually play. So having Benetti call it and having Genty run, that was so much fun.
That was great.
Yeah.
He did a
love
fantastic job calling for him in that game.
Benetti's fantastic.
Who called the Big Ten?
Probably CBS's go-to guys. Two old dinosaurs.
It was. And I was like,
it's the same guys every time for the.
I miss Gus Johnson when he called it.
Fox didn't have it this year.
I
CBS
know.
did.
That's the
Sucks.
problem.
Well, I think CBS is going to have it from here on out.
Crap.
I'm hoping.
Bummer salad.
I hope not.
I'd rather that than Tony Romo.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
That
God.
Steelers game was tough.
Tony, just enough, man. Just stop it. Get some help.
Yeah.
I seriously, dude. Like he needs to go back and practice. I don't know what. Talk in your car. Do something, dude. I practiced
that's probably
playing
talks too
Madden
much.
and NCAA before. Like, do
And how
something.
much fun was Brady having during that Rams
Oh, he's fantastic.
Bills game?
He was great. Awesome.
I didn't catch.
Continues to get better.
I didn't catch listening to that one because we had the
He was
Bears post game.
He was having a wild time talking about analyzing the plays, being like, by the way, that guy knows every play ever made in history, even when they aren't even built yet. Like he just knows them. Like he just knows the route. Like he's gonna go for this curl route, and he's gonna fake up top. I'm like, how do you know? How did you know? Oh, because you've seen everything. Because you're like a billion years old.
No timetable on Carson Beck return.
Oof.
He's seeking treatment.
So that he's
done.
out. He's out.
He's done.
He's out.
Gonna
He's
go
probably
hit up
gonna call it a
Aaron
career.
Rodgers, get some of the good stuff. He'll be wide-eyed and ready.
Oh, speaking of Aaron
Gotta
Rodgers,
get my
great
toss.
segue, buddy.
Oh, no problem. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the show. Look at that! I did that so professionally.
Oh yeah.
And then just completely screwed it up.
act
Completely screwed up
act
the
like you've been there
transition.
before, bud.
That was so
great.
I have
That was
no idea.
so genuine.
I have no idea what you're.
That was so genuine.
God, I try to get you.
It was
there.
Hey, it's okay. It still worked out.
How horrible.
I'll edit it out.
How absolutely disgusting is it that they're calling it Enigma?
I have no interest.
I don't
in seeing-
understand.
I
You
laugh.
have to.
Nick,
You
I
have
laughed.
to
For
watch
what
this.
reason?
Nick, I laughed
Just
when
to
you said
see the
enema. I
insanity.
almost tweeted that out saying that they should call it enema.
Yeah.
Nick, we have watched
I-
shows where people are taking on hamsters. Like,
I love the post
First
I
off,
saw.
Fantastic.
yeah, I told you.
I love the post that it was his actress girlfriend at the time saying she lost her soul.
Yeah,
dating
Shailene Woodley
him.
said she lost everything inside of her
Yeah.
because of
Was
Aaron
that
Rodgers.
Danica
No, that's
No.
Shailene Woodley.
or Blue
Yeah.
Moon or
No,
whatever her name?
Woodley.
Blue.
Not blue. No.
Yeah.
She's also, by the way, the third girlfriend he's had that's an actress that's come out and said, like, yeah, this guy's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, more or less. Do you think there might be an issue here, Aaron?
Like the quote was like, "I've lost all my happiness." or
Yeah,
something like that.
I lost my soul, who I am, my happiness
but
was
and
gone.
then the picture
Well,
they
just-
put up was them at like Disney World. So like, you lost your soul, but you still went to Disney World.
Right, yeah.
At what cost?
Well, I mean, people do lose their soul. at
that's
Disney.
true.
Like you honestly have to look at it like he never smiles anymore.
No.
Ever.
No.
Unless he's on the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did love the one in thing because they're officially eliminated from the playoffs, and they go, yeah, the 14 years they haven't been to the playoffs. He goes, I've only been here for the one, but it still hurts. Just like you had to slide that in. Like we know you've
Right.
only been here for basically one full season.
Yeah,
We're aware of
okay.
it. We know it's not all your fault, but it kind of is now.
No, it absolutely falls on your shoulders, just a degree.
I'll take it in. I don't know if I would be able to actually stand a whole It's probably gonna be like close to 2 hours, right? Is it just one full
I think
thing?
it's a series.
It's a series.
Yeah, it's a series.
Oh
I just
my
want to
God.
say
I think it's gonna be like 45 minute. What?
it's official. This is the official banner picture they're
Oh,
using.
Let me
I
see.
Of Aaron
just
Rodgers
like
What the hell?
Unless I want to see it.
I'm.
There you go.
This
That's
is why
Aaron Rodgers, folks, getting his brain probed.
It's like a lion test.
I'll be honest with you.
Did you or did you not
Did
take
he-
a horse tranquilizer in that NFC division game?
Did he?
That was a lie.
Did he do the darkness retreat for this
I'm
docu-series?
I wouldn't.
Was
cloud it.
was
Yeah, it
all
wouldn't sh- it
this
wouldn't shock
the
me.
ayahuasca? Was this for the darkness retreat? But he found it helped.
Didn't he
Maybe.
miss practice to be on The Masked Singer? Was that him?
I
No.
don't
Okay.
remember. Well, I know he missed the first week of training camp because he took a trip to Egypt.
Okay.
Where he went to
Well, he didn't tell anybody really until
get
they
healing.
yeah, or something like that. With I don't know. He was trying to find the Ark of the Covenant with Indiana Jones. I don't know what.
His face already melted off once.
Dr. Rogers.
That's why he took the ayahuasca.
I am really interested to see how his post NFL career goes.
He's
I
gonna,
wanted-
he's
like,
gonna be at Burning Man all weekend.
He'll be like a
And
yoga
that's kind of where I'm
instructor.
at. Like where it might sound insensitive, but I'm kind of over like watching people with mental illness just wander throughout their day and
Yeah.
make that an entertaining point. Because it's kind of sad at a certain point. I don't want to see
Like Antonio
him
Brown, for an
do
example.
that.
Or-
Excuse me.
Or,
Sure.
So you're saying you wouldn't want Netflix to come and do a documentary about us?
Oh yeah, we could. That's what I'm saying. But to sit there and expose it, and just for the sake of that's the only probably reason you're going to watch
Right.
that is to get into the mind of him. I don't want to get into his mind.
No,
I don't care.
I'm
Yeah.
intrigued by the treatments, the alternative treatments that he's from a person that deals with mental illness on a daily basis. I'm very intrigued in why he took, if he comes out and says why he took the paths that he did
Yeah.
instead of Western medicine.
It just it feels it feels a lot like what is a Goop with Gwyneth Paltrow that's on Netflix. Like that whole thing is just about trying to sell her product, and I'm wondering I know it hasn't been sold like that, but I wonder if it's going to be like, oh, we're just trying to do self-discovery, and then it ends up being like, you should really try. And like we find out later, oh, he's invested in all these products
In the Kentucky ayahuasca?
Yeah, exactly. Like he's trying to like brand these things to be like, I'm going to make some money. Like that's what I'm concerned with. Is like this is just going to be like a giant ad.
That's fine. I don't care.
It could be.
And is it entertaining? Sure, to a degree, but I'm kind of with Nick. Like at some point, I just kind of am like,
I'm over.
I'm
over watching people just be crazy. I need to, like.
It better be interesting if I'm going to keep watching.
Nice to know you, Nick. I guess I'll talk to you some other year.
Oh boy. Well, that's the thing. I have my own crazy. I don't need everybody.
We all have our own crazy.
Ain't that the truth?
Speaking of crazy, and then you guys were talking about exes. What a piece of dirt.
No, you don't
Josh
get to have a good transition now. No,
Yeah.
you blew mine. I'm blowing yours. up.
You totally just wanted me. I'm gonna redeem myself. Watch this.
Yeah. What
I'll
about
give you a high
Josh
five
Allen?
on that. I'll give you a high
Thank
five.
you.
Yeah, there you go.
What about Josh
If you're gonna
Allen's crazy
steal,
ex?
just do it. Who cares?
What a piece of dirt, Josh Allen's ex. You guys see after he posted
my
that he got
God,
engaged? She's like, well, at least my boyfriend is actually owns the team and not out in the field getting CTE. Yeah, go kick rocks, lady.
Okay, his girlfriend, now fiance, is a multi-platinum singer and an actress who has been in some pretty big movies, I might add.
Yeah, I think he's doing just fine.
I think he's okay.
Yeah,
I think maybe upgrade.
That speaks volumes
That's
about
just-
her.
Can your owner get an MVP? Didn't think so.
Bitterness.
She went from player to owner.
Yeah.
That doesn't speak volumes about her.
Yeah, I mean, jeez.
My boyfriend crunches numbers.
Yeah.
By the way, these quarterbacks are winning. I mean, these guys, geez. I mean,
By the way, I don't know if anybody else was paying attention, but the expansion draft for the WNBA was this weekend.
Oh yeah,
yes, that's right. Yeah.
And the expansion team decided not to take a player from a certain team.
What?
I think it was the LA Sparks.
Yes.
No, we do not want one of your players. We're good.
What are the two new? Are there two new teams? What are the new teams?
One of the new team is the Valkyries.
The Valkyries, which I love that name.
Love the name.
Isn't that the Vegas? Is that their new Vegas team?
No.
Oh no, they have this. They have the Aces. I'm sorry.
No, they will be positioned. Oh my God, now I can't remember where they're going to be at.
I got
Jeez.
it right here.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I love the name. It's a great one. They took by the
Golden
way
State. So
Golden. Yeah,
okay.
they took. By the way, they took a bunch, mostly European players for their teams. So they are stacking up with the international level.
Smart.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, really talented guys as well. And I mean, I'm going to say this too because obviously with the WNBA draft, the WNBA draft has also been set too. I hope the Sky, as somebody who supports on them, please trade up to get that number one pick because you've got to jump the LA Sparks to get Juju Watkins because she's going to make that team that much better. That's the next superstar.
The Bears will not be a Ben Johnson
Why?
destination.
I think they passed on the Seattle Storm player. They didn't take
No,
a-
Seattle
okay,
Storm.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, they got enough dysfunction as it is.
Yeah.
Lions OC wants organizational alignment and willingness to fix.
Oh yeah.
Goodbye, Chicago.
Well, I know Bill Belichick's off the table because apparently he might be going to UNC basically
That is
today.
amazing.
Might be going-
I don't know
as of
how that's
today.
going to
Did
play
any?
out.
Oh wait. Y'all saw the pregame, right?
Yeah.
Where Brady completely
Oh, it was great.
pretended like he was Bill
Oh, yeah.
Belichick in a recruit's house.
I didn't know.
Well, we watch it if we watch it. I mean, we may not watch it, but you want to come here, fine.
So good. It's so
was
good.
fantastic.
And
Oh, you gonna
Grunk-
pay me?
And
What?
Grunk's just there cracking up.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
he's
he
jumping
knows.
in on it.
Yeah, of course, because they know exactly. If he goes to UNC, that's a 7-5 team. They're making a bowl game at best, and that's it.
Hey, that's fine.
Like, I mean, and
I
he's-
heard Malik might be leaving.
for
He said he might enter the transfer portal again.
well, if
Maybe
that's
he-
what he wants to do.
I wonder if his girlfriend will get free tuition
Probably.
at UNC. Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh my God, we can go to so many keggers.
I also had the diabolical idea of like, is he doing this because he needs money because his young girlfriend's that expensive? Like, I would assume he's got a lot of money.
No,
but,
this
I mean,
is Jordan money being thrown at Belichick.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like they're
There's
gonna
no
pay a
other-
lot of
yeah.
cash to get him. It's a
There-
big name.
Jordan's like, this football team needs to be better.
Yeah.
And
who
get
are
a
we gonna get?
customized Jordan,
75-year-old
ripped
man.
up. Get a customized Jordan ripped up hoodie on Bill Belichick's clothing line.
I cannot.
Oh, I'd buy one.
I cannot
Just for the
stare
hell
at
of it.
another ripped off sleeves hoodie.
Oh, you don't want that baby blue?
No,
with the
that's
big
so.
Air Jordan
Like-
right on the front.
Dude looks like a guy I've seen on the street. I don't know how many different
Here's
times.
the question. Here's the big question, though. Just for you, Andrew. Does Steve Belichick leave Washington to go to UNC?
Apparently, that's a condition. From what I've understood, that's a rumor out there that the condition is Steve Belichick has to go there as, quote, coach in waiting. So I guess this may be, I'm only assuming
Did they
here
cure
that
his crack addiction? Allegedly.
Allegedly. I don't even know. Yeah, allegedly. Sure. Yeah. Apparently.
Man, anybody who licks his teeth that much on the sidelines has got something going wrong.
I mean, I've seen it before, so. What?
Dun, 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 dun.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say,
We just
like,
need that drop.
I just think this is, I think this is just Belichick's way of getting his son a job. Just another way that daddy can push the buttons. I don't know. But
Yeah.
What if they remake like the Jordan logo for like the Belichick for his own clothing brand? Obviously, because that's where we're gonna go with this.
would it be him at the
It
podium?
would be him, it would be him in the hoodie with the
Him
with the
throwing-
headset.
They're going to have
down
Air
the-
Belichicks. They're going to be coaching stickers.
Yeah,
It's him throwing down the challenge flag so aggressively right in front of the ref.
that's good.
Be amazing.
That'd be nice.
I'd pay for it.
Unbelievable. Wow.
Anything? You said you started watching
I-
Humans versus Hamsters.
Oh, I got,
Yeah,
one, I got one
amazing.
really quick before.
Okay, please,
go
man.
for
I
it.
know we got the Monday Night Football, the Simpsons version going on tonight. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to ask you guys, what's your favorite Simpsons episodes?
Oh,
Let's reminisce.
My all-time favorite, and I harken back to this because I don't have a soul, is when Bart, and I use it all the time, when like doors don't open for me or they close on me early and I get hit by him. I harken back to when Bart sells his soul to
That's-
Millhouse,
That's
Oh.
on there.
and he
yeah.
goes to the Quickie Mart, and the Quickie Mart door won't open because he
Yeah.
has no soul.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that one will always. Any of the tree houses I'm good with.
Yeah.
Treehouse House of Horrors are always good.
Those are the only ones I watch anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Those are good.
What it-
I like when they have the baseball team, and then afterward when Mark McGuire's
Oh,
like, it's like,
That's
do
a
you guys
great
really want the
episode.
truth, or would you rather see me hit dingers?
Yeah.
Dingers. And he puts the records underneath his hat.
Dude, they're all strawberry.
The
Yes.
softball team one.
I
That
mean,
one's great.
Play the field, yes. You're better than me.
The fact that
Well,
they've predicted a lot of things that have come to
That
fruition
helps.
is
That helps.
really
That's
weird.
crazy.
scary.
It's really weird.
I'm trying to think. I'm looking at a couple of episodes that I've seen before.
The episode when Bart gets an elephant.
Yes.
And Magumbo is his go-to word, and they can't figure it out until Marge rips out her tots. He's like, "Look at those Magumbo!"
What is it? It's Cape. Is it? I think it's called Cape something with Sideshow Bob.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what it
Anything-
was called.
yeah, anything
Sideshow
with-
Bob is always
The
great.
Sideshow Bob episode.
Anything
Um,
with Kelsey Grammer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Flaming Moe's. I
that
like
one's
that
yeah,
one.
that one's on there too.
What was it? It's an episode. Homer goes. Oh, it's Homer goes to like a psych ward, and he meets a guy that's Michael Jackson there.
Oh,
I love that. That would be my favorite episode. Like
Yes.
because he.
I don't think they have that episode on.
No,
on
they,
Hulu.
don't have those old episodes. I
Yeah.
have the original DVDs
Yeah.
that they came out first time.
Physical
of
media,
those things.
baby.
Yeah, because I still have a DVD player that works, and I still have a VHS player that still works, folks. So I have the original copies too of the very first episodes that were shown on the Tracy Ullman show.
Oh, okay.
On VHS
Nice.
that we recorded when I was a kid. So
Nice.
those are tucked away nice and safely.
So
Those early cartoons.
I remembered when the Simpsons movie came out, and I don't know how
That's a
young
good
I
one,
was.
too.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
I remember before I went to go see it, friends from elementary school were telling me and let me know, like, yeah, there was like you could see Bart's penis. And I was like, okay. And so I'm like, this is gonna be
True.
funny. But then my grandma took me.
The old Pen 15 mention.
yes.
My grandma texts me, and I'm like, I'm not gonna tell her about this. She's not gonna let me go see the
Of
movie.
course, yeah.
And so she just started laughing about
See
it.
a little
It was very 50-50 of what she
Grandma
would react.
laughed about the old Pen 15.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
He's a cartoon pecker every now and again. It's all right.
Yeah. Go Gamecocks.
Go Cox!
Go Cox! Go Cox, baby.
I like the Tony Hawk episode's great.
By the
Oh
way,
my God, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
R.I.P. to Illinois.
Yeah. Best of luck.
They're going to get mollywopped by South Carolina in their bowl game.
Sorry, Joe.
Didn't see.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Sorry, not sorry.
And also too, like just for the Simpsons' sake, like the amount of people they've had on that show as guests.
Yeah.
I can't believe, like, you look at the list they've got. It's unbelievable the names that they've been able to put on that show. But also the people that are just like, yeah, I'll do it.
Also, the crossover with like Family Guy.
Yeah,
that's incredible too.
Those are good.
And Bob's Burgers, I'm a fan of that too. Like the fact that they're just like, yeah, let's have fun. Like why dance this dance around each other? Like let's all collaborate. I love that. I love that they can do that. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to do it as for here. I don't know what that was. I think that's going to do it. That's it for Off the Rails.
That's all, folks.
I'm on 9 hours.
That's probably
of sleep.
copyrighted somewhere. We're screwed.
And that's going to do it for us here at Below the Whistle as well. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys so much. If you guys want to check out any more of this, as always, we, of course, are on YouTube and Twitch every Monday and every Wednesday at 2:00 p.m. Central Time. So be on the lookout for that, of course, as always, when we are going live. If you want to catch up with us anymore, you can hit us up Below the Whistle 1 on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Any more questions or comments as well, if you don't want to hit us up on the YouTube and the Twitch side, you can also hit us up at BelowTheWhistleRadio@gmail.com too. And if you haven't listened to this show here, don't fret, mon frères, because you can find us on the podcasting platforms, Apple, Google, iHeart, all that wonderful stuff as well, ladies and gents. Not QuadPod, though. They dead. They're out of business. They're gone. And hey, if you love us so much and you want to support us a little bit more, why not go check out our wonderful merch shop, ladies and gentlemen, where you can buy yourself a pair of shoes, maybe get a pop socket for your phone, maybe a new shirt. And with Christmas coming up, you might want to get your special someone, maybe another one of your kids, anything like that, a wonderful gift. You can check that out as well, ladies and gentlemen. The links.
Or wrapped in it.
Wrapped it up. And
Exactly.
Wrapped it up with
There you
Below the
go.
Whistle.
It's always better wrapped.
Then please, if you do, ladies and gents, send us pictures with you in it. We'd love to get those photos in. Hashtag us with all the good stuff of BT Dub, all that good. We'd love to see those, ladies and gentlemen. And you can check out those links on all of our social media. They're everywhere. So please, if you can, go check out the merch.
Yes, sir.
And I think that's everything. Bad Karma Wrestling every Friday, 11:30 p.m.
At
Central
BK
Time.
Dub, BK Dub.
Absolutely.
BK Dub.
X-Bomb didn't go today, but we'll be going on Friday. I'm hoping. We will see. And we will talk all this nonsense and more. Yeah. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for listening and watching. Stay positive, be positive, and positive things will happen to you. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.
This is your home for sports.